The WEOL Diamond Duel, live on WEOL.com and the Chronicle Telegram's YouTube channel. Coming up, the Keystone Wildcats take on the Firelands Falcons. It's brought to you by your North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco at Center Ridge and Barton Roads. Network Land Title, providing real estate title insurance and escrow services across Ohio. Nick Abraham Buick GMC and Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, Route 57 and East Broad Street in Elyria. Lorain County Community College, real education for good jobs. And by Eco Tree Services, your complete tree care company.
And welcome out to LaGrange for this audio-only Diamond Duel here on WEOL.com and on the Chronicle Telegram's YouTube channel. It is the Keystone Wildcats and the Firelands Falcons, again, right here on WEOL.com and on that Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Rocco Nucci alongside Jared Kozar, bundled up nicely right behind home plate on this new-look Keystone baseball facility, the facelifted softball field right behind us, as well as Jared and I will dive into that as we move along in the broadcast. Athletic Director Jeff Holzhauer giving us kind of the ins and outs, the rundown, if you will, Jared, about the new facilities here. But awesome matchup here today. Again, our sponsors, North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco, Network Land Title, Nick Abraham Buick GMC, and Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, Lorain County Community College, and Eco Tree Services. This is a quick pregame show brought to you by your friendly North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco at Center Ridge and Barton Roads. But Jared, I think everybody here in LaGrange just through the roof in a good way that we can have baseball and softball. Basically everything at this point, as we talked with Jeff about, right? Everything Keystone Athletics can happen right here on the campus.
It is. That's exactly what you want to call it, Rock Dog, a campus. And it's a campus not just for the high school kids, the junior high kids right across the way. They get to see this. They get to experience this firsthand. It's really a group that's going to have a way in shaping this start to finish in terms of what their high school careers are going to look like. Softball, baseball, football, track, basketball. We all know what the wonderful facilities here on Opportunity Way have in store, but it really brings it home here this afternoon. And chilly, but a good day for baseball overall when you think about what weather has gone on throughout Lorain County over the past week to 10 days in terms of storms and just ways to get games in intermittently.
Yeah, a little bit chilly, and you got to get them in when you can. Of course, our bad luck, we could have maybe gotten one in Friday if that had been on the schedule. We had it for Saturday. Some games get played Saturday. Ours does not, between Columbia and Vermilion, but that's okay. I think everybody at this point pretty much understanding of how the spring sports will go, and we're just excited that we can get this one in today. And Jeff told us these fields drain well. Not that rain was something we had to combat with here, but even if it was a little sprinkled this afternoon, that's A-okay here with these facilities at Keystone.
Well, I think they got hit a little bit yesterday, but again, like you're mentioning it, it's a state of the art. It's new. They've been working on this. This isn't just a 3-month project and a baseball facility was here. They've been planning this out for quite some time, and it looks really good. Looks sharp and spectacular, and important to us. This is conference baseball now.
Right.
It's just our second game, but we're into conference play with these two teams here from the Lorain County League.
Yeah, into conference play. Both of these schools, as I'll tell you about a little bit later on when we look at the schedules, are really getting into the thick of conference play now. Keystone, under longtime head coach Bert Fitzgerald, it's his 14th season at the helm here. They were 22-5 1 year ago, Jared. They went 13-1 to win the Lorain County League. They end up crashing out in the tournament against Cardinal Mooney. It was a game that we had actually on WEOL, that one being played over at Menor High School. This year, Keystone 5-4, according to Max Preps. They're 4-1 in the Lorain County League. Again, under 14th year head coach Bert Fitzgerald. And they got a lot of pieces that came back this year from what was a very successful team 1 year ago. We'll tell you more about that here in a minute. For Firelands, they're led by 12th year head coach Dan Ransom. They went 14-11 1 year ago. 11-3 though in conference play. That's certainly where they did their damage. Jared, what did Firelands last year in the Lorain County League? And this year for Firelands, as former Falcon player and son of head coach Dan Ransom, Corey Ransom, one of his lead assistant coaches, tells me that they're 4-6 this year, 2-3 in the LC8. And just like a lot of spring sports teams in our area, Jared, they're up, they're down, they're hit, they're miss, and it just hasn't led to consistent play. They have the pieces, we know that. I think we know that this is a deep Firelands team. They have some pitching, they have some hitting, but just as we kind of talked about with Avon the other week, it just hasn't always come together for them throughout the course of a 7-inning ball game.
Well, the Ransom name, very deep, tried and true lineage over at Firelands. They've had tremendous success, and as you mentioned, they're a team that always has their sights set on the league. They'll figure everything else out, but they want to make sure they're in that league race the last 2 weeks of the season. And certainly the team that you talk about coming in at 4-6, they've got the potential to get there. You always kind of look at that. It's a three-way race, and it kind of mirrors football. It's these guys,
Sure.
Columbia and Keystone, when you talk about the Lorain County League, who's at the top or near the top, and their level of consistency is unmatched.
Well, I'll tell you what, Black River right now, they're in control of this Lorain County League as we're underway here at Keystone. First pitch from Ryan Youngless is fired in to Case Rogers for a called strike, and that concludes our North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco pregame show. We'll get you our starting lineups here momentarily. Those are brought to you by Network Land Title Agency. Rogers chops this one towards the third baseman, who charges it, gloves it, and throws on to first in plenty of time. Nice play by Kyle Hurley, who threw it over to Luke DeVore to retire Case Rogers, who was out 5-3 on the put-up. The starting nine for Firelands looks like this. It's Case Rogers in right, Carter Jones batting second. He's in left. In the 3 spot, it's A.J. Ridenour, the shortstop. The pitcher, Aaron Bauer, he'll bat fourth. Braden Alberti, the second baseman, bats fifth. In the 6th spot, it's first baseman Evan Klein. Graydon Kane at second base bats seventh. Luke Raddanovich, the catcher, bats eighth. And Daniel Kothe in center field, he will bat ninth. As Youngless, high and inside to Carter Jones for a ball. One down here in this top of the first inning. Again, starting lineups today brought to you by Network Land Title, providing real estate title insurance and escrow services across Ohio. As that second one misses to Jones, 2-0.
We do not that they're available to us, but we don't need the ABS system here this afternoon to have those two pitches tallied.
Youngless in there for a strike to Carter Jones, 2-1 now the count. Ryan Youngless, he is the reigning Lorain County League Conference MVP. His 2-1 is in there on the inside corner, called strike. 2-2, count evens up.
Yeah, he's getting down in the zone right there, and he's gotten better results those last two offerings.
Fastball's got a little movement to it for sure, as that one is roped into left center field. Will it get down? It will, between the left fielder and center fielder. And Jones will take a medium-sized turnaround first, but stay put right there. He'll settle for a one-out single here in the top of the first. Nice piece of hitting there, Jared, by Carter Jones. Just saw the high fastball, went right after it, and got a good piece of it. And dropped it nicely into that gap in left center field. That sets up A.J. Ridenour, the sophomore shortstop now for Firelands. Ridenour this season, a .455 average in 10 games played. The pitch, that one high and away, 1-0 to A.J. Just a sophomore at shortstop is A.J. Ridenour. 35 plate appearances this season, 10 hits to his credit, 6 RBIs. Again, with Carter Jones standing at first. Healthy lead for him. The pitch from Youngless. That one inside Black, called strike. 1-1. So Youngless working the inside portion of that zone here early and often. Getting the calls there. Hasn't gotten one on the outside Black, though. His 1-1 as Ridenour squares around. That one gets popped foul and out of play. So the count moves to 1-2. Jared, I hope you were strategic about the parking placement of your vehicle here.
Certainly. I took that into consideration. I'm a couple down from your vehicle.
There you go.
Yeah, hopefully one of us or both were right.
And I beat you here, so hopefully this isn't a case of the blind leading the blind, as that one from Youngless skips downstairs. 2-2.
As it always is, Rock. Pressure's on.
Yeah, well. There's only so many things we can protect here when we're on site. The gear certainly comes first, as Mr. Alcorn would have told you many a times back in the day. Ridenour chops that one towards the pitcher. Youngless throw the second in time. The relay back to first sails wide of the first baseman. Bangs up against the fence, so A.J. Ridenour will reach on the fielder's choice. Carter Jones is out at second. That's a nice play there by Ryan Youngless. The heads-upness, it's not a word, but to field it cleanly and then flip it over to second, get the lead runner.
We had to make the full turn there, too. That's, really fielding your position well, and one that came right back up the middle. That was a hard hit ball.
It was. It certainly was. And so that's a nice play by Ryan Youngless. Again, he is the reigning conference MVP here in the Lorain County League. As it's Aaron Bauer now, the senior pitcher, batting fourth. And he swings and comes up empty at a fastball from Youngless, 0-1. Keystone, they were ranked 6th in the Division V preseason coaches poll. They had won 4 straight before losing on Saturday to St. Vincent St. Mary out of Akron. As that one is lifted by Bauer into left center field, and it will be the center fielder, Blake Moore, with room, and he puts the squeeze on it for the third and final out. So Firelands, they get one aboard, they strand him. We'll head to the bottom half with Keystone set to take their first at bats. 0-0 our score here in LaGrange. We'll be right back here on WEOL.com.
Spring is here, and that means it's time for high school baseball and softball on WEOL. Before you head to the ballpark, make a quick stop at your locally owned and operated United North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco, your one-stop shop for fuel, snacks, and ice-cold drinks to keep you going all season long. Whether you're cheering from the stands or following along on WEOL, they've got everything you need to stay fueled from the first pitch to the final out. North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco. Fast, friendly, ready for game day, and proud supporters of high school sports on WEOL. Looking to buy, sell, or refinance? Make sure your investment is protected with Network Land Title Agency. As a locally owned title and escrow company, Network Land Title helps safeguard you from financial loss caused by defects in a property title, giving you peace of mind every step of the way. With services available across all 88 counties in Ohio, their experienced team is ready to help wherever you are. Visit networklandtitle.com today. Network Land Title Agency, safeguarding your investment, ensuring peace of mind.
And speaking of Network Land Title Agency, big thanks to Judy Glenn for hopping on board this season, being one of our proud spring sports sponsors. Let's get you the other starting lineups, again brought to you this afternoon by Network Land Title Agency, providing real estate title, insurance, and escrow services across Ohio, safeguarding your investment, ensuring peace of mind. So Keystone, they get set for their first at-bats. Their starting lineup looks like this under head coach Bert Fitzgerald. In left field, batting leadoff, it will be number 5, Shane Ohl. In the 2 spot, it is second baseman number 4, Blake Moore. Ryan Younglis, the pitcher, wearing number 8, bats third. The cleanup for Keystone is junior right fielder number 33, Wyatt McKee. Quinn Otto, the second baseman, wearing number 2, bats fifth. In the 6th hole, it is first baseman number 35, Luke DeVore. He's just a sophomore. In the 7th spot, it is third baseman number 11, Kyle Hurley. The catcher, Brendan Hagerman, wearing number 9, bats 8th. And rounding out the 9 for Bert Fitzgerald, it will be shortstop number 1, Dylan Frawley. For Firelands, they will start righty Aaron Bauer. He is 0-3 this season in 9 innings of work. He's allowed 16 hits, 12 earned runs, 16 runs in total. He's walked 6. He has struck out 12, and his ERA, not where he wants it, I'm sure, at a 9.33. And the rest of the Firelands defense behind Bauer will look like this. Radanovic is the catcher. Braden Alberti at third. A.J. Ridnour at short. Graydon Crane is at second. Evan Klein at first. In the outfield, left to right, it's Carter Jones, Daniel Kothi, and Case Rogers. Again, there are the starting lineups brought to you this afternoon by Network Land Title, providing real estate title insurance and escrow services across Ohio. And Jared, why not sneak in one of our keys to the game? Those are brought to you this afternoon by Nick Abraham, Elyria Ford, and Nick Abraham Buick GMC, Route 57 and East Broad Street in Elyria. I think Bauer's got to be good. I think he's got to be lights out. Maybe not lights out necessarily on the mound, Jared, but you got to keep what can be a very potent Keystone offense at bay here. They're in front of the home crowd. They got this new facility. It's cold, right? So these fans, and these players for that matter, they're looking to make themselves feel a little better, something to warm up, and nothing gets you going quite like some runs across the plate. And I think for Firelands defensively, that's what you can't allow, at least early and often.
One of the things about that lineup, Rocco, was familiarity for Keystone, familiarity with some of those players out there that have become pretty big names for the Wildcats over their high school careers here, and that's one of the things that they're there for a reason. They know what they do. They know how to put the ball in play and put themselves in good position. So you're right. That's going to be something where I'm going to go to the other side is just, the solidness of that lineup, just top to bottom, the ability to produce from different positions and know kind of who can do what there and put you in a position to succeed as this one goes along.
There we go. I like that. I think for Keystone, a key for them, and this may sound silly given some of their offensive prowess this season, but I think you don't want to press. Again, you'd won 4 straight going into Saturday. You lose one against St. Vincent St. Mary, and they lose at 8-6, right? You put up runs. The pitching just wasn't quite there for them, but you scored, and I think for Keystone, it's a matter of, let's not freak out too much about that, right? And not to say that Bert's guys are doing that, but again, you had won 4 straight. You have that winning streak come to a halt. You don't want to let that carry into a new week, right? It's a new week, new opportunity, and a great chance to do it against a conference opponent in Firelands.
And quite frankly, when you reference St. Vincent St. Mary, that's a team that a lot of teams in Lorain County, especially at this size, are not going to have the guts to go out and try to schedule.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Division 2, I think they are, maybe 3. But here is Aaron Bauer, the righty for Firelands, working against Shane Ohl, the senior left fielder for Keystone, to start the home half of this first inning. And Bauer's first pitch is in there for a called strike, 0-1 here on Shane Ohl. Shane this year, a .321 average, 1 RBI, 10 stolen bases, so he is certainly a threat to be on the move. If he does reach here, he does lead the team in stolen bases. Bats out of the right-handed box here in this first inning. Bauer into the wind, his pitch to Ohl. That one caught the outside, black, 0-2. Nice pitch there by Aaron Bauer. Not too much Shane Ohl could do with that one. Has to watch it go by. So 0-2 quickly here on the Wildcat leadoff batter. Bauer into the wind. Here is his 0-2. Breaking ball. That one stayed inside 1-2. Nice take there by Shane. Again, big thanks to our pregame sponsor, North Ridgeville Convenience Sunoco, Center Ridge and Barton Roads. Lineups brought to you by Network Land Title Agency. Here's Bauer's 1-2 to Ole. Swing and a miss. Ole came up underneath the fastball. One down here in this home half of the first. And Bauer's first strikeout of the afternoon. Nice pitch there.
Take a moment to reference our strikeout graphic, which you might not be able to see depending on what format you're listening to. But if you're on that YouTube channel, yeah, happy to have the folks at Lorraine County Community College come on board with that strikeout graphic.
Yeah, thank you, Jared. That's a nice reminder for me. All strikeouts today brought to you by our friends at Lorraine County Community College. As Bauer's first pitch now to Blake Moore misses away 1-0. Moore this year a .345 average for the junior second baseman. Another righty batter here for Keystone. Yeah, big thanks to LCCC. Ron Yance and the gang over there. Here's the 1-0. That one straight back off the screen. 1-1 here on Blake Moore.
Ron Yance, our good buddy. He and his lovely wife Stacy. Got the news they're going to be grandparents.
Ooh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, it's a.
She seemed nervous. He seemed happy.
Yeah, well, when is Ron Yance not happy when you come across that face? As that pitch from Bauer misses downstairs, 2-1. Now the count here on Blake Moore.
I think Stacy just never envisioned that anybody would ever think of her as a grandmother.
Well,
and I think she's a little nervous about that, and I don't think that Ron helped.
I'm sure he didn't. I'm sure he didn't. My question and concern, and you may smack me for even bringing this up, but what kind of availability now are we looking at for Mr. Yance come fall time, right? For football, when we need him for some play-by-play, is he going to be roped into some babysitting duty, or how's that going to shake out for Ron?
Based on what you know about Ron Yance and the propensity to do ridiculous things, do you really think that he's going to miss very many games, or he's going to say, I'll just get to grandpaing after I get done with the game, and then Stacy's going to have to say, Ron, that's going to be 10:30 at night, and I'll just wake the kid up, no problem. It's got nothing to do tomorrow. It goes right back to bed.
Right?
Yeah. I think that he's very optimistic to figure that out.
Good. Well, good for Ron. That's exciting for him and Stacy, no question. Oh, grandkid number one for Ron Yance. Here's Bauer's 2-1 after a short stoppage in the action there. That pitch in there for a called strike on the inside black, 1-2.
She had reference.
I'm sorry, 2-2.
It is son Riley, Ron's oldest.
There you go. Okay.
Expecting.
So Bauer's 2-2 pitch to Blake Moore. Here it comes. Breaking ball is swung on and chopped towards the third baseman. Braden Alberti, the freshman, gets a glove to it, and the throw offline. He didn't field it cleanly, and he brought Evan Klein off the bag to try to get the speedy Blake Moore racing down that first base line. So I'll tell you what, I don't know if I can guarantee he gets the out anyway, even if he does field that cleanly. I'll give Moore the knock. It's not forefront field with the Crushers, so we don't get the line system, but we'll give him the knock. Again, first pitch was made at 4:55 here today, so a little before our scheduled 5 o'clock time, and
not
42
sure
degrees.
Where Tim Gebhardt is stationed this afternoon throughout Lorraine County, but he is the official scorer, and since he's not here, you're in the clear.
Well, all right, we'll take that. Ryan Youngless, the pitcher here for Keystone, batting lefty here. Takes that pitch from Bauer in there for a called strike, 0-1 the count. Youngless, .517 the average coming into this one, Ryan, having a stellar season. Both on the mound and at the plate, 11 RBIs to his credit, 6 doubles, 4 stolen bases. So Youngless certainly a threat here at the plate. 1 on, 1 down. Scoreless ball game here in the bottom of the first. Keystone, their first at bats. Bauer, the righty, into the wind. The pitch is chopped towards the shortstop, Ridenour. Flip to the second baseman for one. The relay not in time, but that's a nice play by A.J. Ridenour and Graydon Crane, the middle infielders for Firelands. They get Blake Moore, the lead man. Youngless safe at first on the fielder's choice. So similar to how the Firelands half of this first inning shook out. Keystone now with 1 on, 2 down, and it'll be the cleanup hitter, junior right fielder number 33, Wyatt McKee. Really enjoyed seeing Wyatt's athletic career blossom here at Keystone. First saw him on the football field as a freshman, Jared, and boy, that there's, athletes that you come across, and you know it, having covered sports here in Lorain County for so long. There's athletes you see that just really wow you the first time you see them, just with their athleticism. It maybe doesn't have to be the skill or ability per se that wows you, but just the sheer athleticism. And not to say Wyatt McKee doesn't have that skill and talent, right? But that athleticism that he possesses is certainly something else.
He's the type that'll be good at anything he tries. And that's a trait that carries on later in life. Just, I think, athleticism might be the catalyst of that.
Sure.
But just, he's got a good attitude about things. He looks the part, does everything the right way.
And that athleticism, and you hear coaches talk about it, that's one thing you really can't coach, right? You can work on it as an athlete. You can help them as a coach, but that kind of ability is something you can't just mentally put into a kid as McKee comes up empty on that fastball 0-1. Aaron Bauer, to his credit, in this first inning has done a good job avoiding hard contact off the top half of this Keystone lineup. 0-1 the count here on McKee. Here comes Bauer's pitch. Breaking ball is held up on by McKee, and it misses downstairs 1-1.
I will say Younglis and McKee back-to-back in the lineup do not resemble high school kids in the traditional way that you might think you see high school athletes.
Right. Bauer checking the wristband, looking over towards his first base dugout. Checks on the runner. That is Ryan Younglis at first. Here's his 1-1 to McKee. Younglis goes. Pitch misses outside. The throw down is not in time as Younglis is in there with a head-first slide. So Ryan Younglis picks up stolen base number 5 on the season as Bauer's pitch to McKee missed. So it's 2-1 now for McKee and an RBI opportunity as Younglis moves into scoring position. So nice base running there by Younglis. RBI opportunity now for McKee. He's got 10 this season, third best on the team behind Luke DeVore and then Younglis. Those guys have 12 and then 11 respectively. Here's the 2-1 to McKee. Fastball upstairs, missed inside as well. 3-1 here on Wyatt. And is this one where you maybe count your losses if you're Aaron Bauer and you maybe work around McKee at this point? And
you may be content to put him on.
Yeah, you try with Quinn Otto, who awaits in the on-deck circle. Otto, though, 375 this season, 7 ribbies. Here's Bauer's pitch to McKee. That one upstairs, ball 4. So Wyatt McKee reaches on the 2-out walk. Runners now at first and second for Keystone. And for the Cats, that brings up senior second baseman number 2, Quinn Otto.
You mentioned 375, and there's not really a whole lot of places to just look to find something where you can get an out here in this lineup. Testament to what they've built over the years here at Keystone.
No, smallest or lowest average, I should say, in this starting 9 for Burt Fitzgerald is the 8-hitter Brendan Hagerman, their catcher, and he's hitting 273. So nothing to hang his head about as Otto came up empty on that first pitch fastball. 0-1 here on Quinn.
Typically, the catcher can put together a good at bat too, even if they don't get one in play. It's just they're going to make you work.
Hagerman, a good athlete. We saw a lot of him during basketball season for Hoops head coach and athletic director Jeff Holzhauer. Caught up with him a bit talking about this facility. Bauer's pitch there to Otto in there for a called strike 0-2, though. Now on Otto, he's down quickly in the count. And everything athletically able to happen here on this Keystone campus. That was a big goal of theirs, has been a big goal, and that's finally been achieved here with the baseball and softball fields. Breaking ball there to Otto, and he got a piece of it, sent it back off the screen right in front of us. Good way to stay alive there, 0-2 still.
And Jeff basically saying they're not done for, to another extent in terms of what they want to do in terms of expansion and improvements here globally on Opportunity Way. So there's a lot of things in store.
Gonna have a turf football field here at the start of 2027, as he told us. Well, fall 2027, I should say. So they'll have one more year on the gridiron with the grass. Here's the 0-2. Otto lifts that one into right field. Case Rogers battling the sun, and he lost it. Case Rogers just lost it out in right field, and that should score 2. Younglis is in easily. McKee right behind him, and that is a 2-out RBI double for Quinn Otto as Case Rogers in right field. Jared, he just lost it amidst the sun, and that one hit up against the fencing out there. Again, Younglis scored easily. McKee, we know the speed he has. He was right behind him. And again, a 2-run, 2 RBI double with 2 outs for Quinn Otto, and Keystone leads this 1-2 just like that.
Got one he could take the other way, liked it, and had to because he was in a position of protecting down 0-2 in the count. Made him pay for it.
So now it'll be Luke DeVore, the first baseman. His team up 2-0 again after that 2 RBI double for Quinn Otto. And DeVore, the sophomore first baseman, Awaits the first pitch from Bauer and takes it outside for a ball, 1-0. Go ahead.
Talk about another guy that might not look like your conventional high schooler.
Yeah, DeVore, man, I tell you, he's got some size to him, sure. Probably pop my head off between those biceps of his, I'll tell you that. DeVore, 350 this season, the average, 3 dingers, 12 RBIs. And Bauer's pitch to him misses up and away, 2-0. So now if you're Firelands, I think you try to get out of this without any additional damage, as Case Rogers, with the misplay on that fly ball in right field, extends the inning here. Keystone already up 2-0. The pitch, runner goes. DeVore swings and misses, throw to third, not in time, as Quinn Otto in there with a head-first slide, picks up his first stolen base of the season, at least per the stats that I got from the Keystone coaching staff. So Otto swipes third, and now Keystone a chance to go up 3-0 here if DeVore can deliver with 2 down. 2-1 the count on him. Aaron Bauer just trying to get out of this right now for Firelands, as the Falcons have lost 3 straight coming into this one here this afternoon. Bauer's pitch to DeVore. That one misses upstairs. 3-1 now. Bauer's taking a look around his infield here, seeing where everybody is positioned. Playing DeVore pretty straight up here, though. As here comes Bauer's 3-1 pitch. That one misses outside, and DeVore reaches, and another 2-out walk surrendered by Firelands here in this first inning for Bauer, his second walk of this opening frame. And that brings up the 7-hole hitter. That's junior third baseman, number 11, Kyle Hurley.
Extra outs, which Firelands is giving Keystone here in this half inning, are going to be something that I would have said it was a key to the game. You can't just give Keystone these extra opportunities.
Yep, they got speed, they'll steal bases, and it's one of those lineups where the more looks they get, I know it sounds obvious, the more looks they get, the better they're going to do. And there's the first one for me for the season. Hurley set that one straight back off the screen, and I went to move out of the way.
It was a missile, but they've got you protected with pretty good netting here.
And this is newly put in place, so I'll trust it for now. Bauer checks on the runner at third. Keystone with runners on the corners. They lead 2-0 here in this bottom of the first. Bauer's pitch, that one fouled straight back off the netting again. And Hurley down in the count now, 0-2. Again, it was a 2 RBI double for Quinn Otto. Earlier this inning, he scored Ryan Youngless and Wyatt McKee. He stands at third now. Luke DeVore at first. Kyle Hurley batting. As Firelands just tries to get out of this first inning with no more damage. Bauer checks on that runner at third. Comes set. Here's his 0-2. That one misses, and it's off the glove of Radonovich. It gets all the way to the backstop. Otto bolts for home, and he's in there without a throw, and it's 3-0 Keystone. As Quinn Otto, good heads-up running there by him, able to score easily. Radonovich, I don't know what happened there, Jared, just not able to squeeze a fastball that missed up and in. And so for Keystone, they extend their lead now 3-0 Wildcats here in this bottom of the first. DeVore moved up to second on that pass ball as well. Here's the pitch. That one is lifted sky high, not too deep though. It'll be the second baseman with a look at it, Kane, and now no one able to get there. It lands in front of Case Rogers, and Luke DeVore is going to come all the way around to score. So Luke DeVore in easily, and that'll be an RBI single for Kyle Hurley. It makes it 4-0 Keystone here. You can't give anybody the error because you can't assume the catch. Softball just came over the netting as well from the field behind us.
Which, yeah, this feels like LaGrange. It's the Priebus all over again with softballs coming in from the other field.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a tough spot to be in for Firelands. That was, as you mentioned, that not really that deep. Should have had a play on that and been able to get out of this inning.
So that's 2 miscues by the Firelands defense, and you can't give anybody the error there because, again, you can't assume the catch. So Kyle Hurley with that RBI, single scoring Luke DeVore. Safe back on that throw over from Aaron Bauer, and it's Brendan Hagerman now, the junior catcher wearing number 9, stepping in the 8-hole. Boy, so you were that close to a relatively smooth inning if you're Firelands, and now Bauer misses up and into Hagerman, who ducks out of the way. Didn't seem thrilled about it. And 1-0 count here on Hagerman. 273 his average coming into this one. 6 RBIs to his credit, 3 doubles. 5 stolen bases for the catcher, so not too often you see the backstop with some wheels on the base paths, but that's the case here for Keystone's catcher as Hagerman lifts that one into right field. It's another long run for Rogers, and he's not able to get there, and it lands foul. So Case Rogers, boy, he has been tested here in this first inning, Jared. No question about that. That's a couple of tough plays, and he's battling the sun. He's got the sunglasses on, which is a big help. But
I don't know that you can get to that one, though, the way it was placed. It was a long run for him, so for anybody.
Yep. That first one, I think even he would say that that's one he feels he should probably have. And, you know, it's a nothing ball game if he is able to get that with his team coming up in the second instead. Firelands finds themselves down 4. Runner goes, pitch in there for a called strike. Radonovich loses it on the exchange, so that'll be a swiped bag for Kyle Hurley, his 3rd of the season.
Keystone giving them fits on the bases here.
Well, and it's been relentless pressure.
Yeah.
I mean, everything's in play. They're sending runners. I mean, this has been a relentless attack here from Keystone in this first inning, and they've pounced for 4 to lead Firelands, and a chance still for more as Hagerman takes that one outside. 3-2 now, I think, should be the count here on Hagerman. So the count is full here for Brendan. They got it at 2-2 out there on the board. I think it is 3-2 though. Bauer with the runner on second, his team down 4, trying to get out of it. He'll take a peek at the runner, now delivers, and that one in there, strike 3 called at the knees. Hagerman leaves the bat on the shoulders, and that is another strikeout brought to you by our friends at Lorain County Community College. We've played one here in LaGrange. Our score, Keystone 4, Firelands nothing. We'll be back with the top of the second after this timeout.
Hi, Tim Elkhorn, Cavs radio voice. Recently, we had some trees removed. So again, singing the praises of EcoTree Services. In a few hours, EcoTree had removed the unsightly trees, cleaned the debris, and opened the area for a new fence. I can't say enough good things about the people at EcoTree. I've used them several times, always thrilled with their work. If you have trees that require pruning or need to be removed, contact EcoTree, a local business that deserves your business. They've earned mine. Go to ecotreeservices.com.
At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make getting into your next vehicle fast, easy, and built around you. And we've got the selection and service you can count on. Right now, buy the Ford Explorer for only $39.9 or lease it for just $4.99 a month. At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy.
Lorain County Community College is where you'll lock in your future success. LCCC will get you prepared, get you credentialed, and get you working. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
Back here in LaGrange, it is a 4-0 Keystone lead after the Cats push 4 across in that home half of the first. For Firelands, it'll be Braden Alberti, Evan Klein, and Graydon Crane all due up here this half inning. Again, lineups this afternoon brought to you by our friends at Network Land Title Agency, providing real estate title insurance and escrow services across Ohio. I didn't get a chance to give you the pitching numbers here on Ryan Youngless. Again, he is the reigning Lorain County League Conference Player of the Year. For Youngless, 11 1/3 innings of work coming into this one. He sports a 2-0 record with an ERA of 3.71. He has struck out 23. He has walked 10, and he has allowed 7 runs this season, 6 of those being earned, and he's allowed just 8 hits. So a really impressive season that Ryan Youngless is putting together once again. Again, the reigning Conference Player of the Year here in the Lorain County League as he gets set to go back to work against this Firelands Falcons lineup that did get a hit in that top of the first inning. It was Carter Jones, the senior left fielder, getting aboard, but he would be forced out at second on a fielder's choice, and Aaron Bauer flying out to end the inning. So Firelands unable to do any damage here, or there, I should say, in that first inning. Looking for better luck here in the second, and it's freshman Braden Alberti, the second baseman, starting against Youngless, and that fastball darts by him for a called strike. Well, Youngless, I'll tell you, that fastball, it darts out of his hand, no question about that. A little bit of movement to it as that one misses low and away, gets by the catcher Hagerman. 1-1 the count. Braden Alberti this season, and just a freshman, .333 his average in 10 games, 26 plate appearances for him. 7 hits, 5 RBIs, and he takes a big swing and a miss there on another good pitch from Youngless. 1-2 the count here on Braden.
Yeah, and Braden, you mentioned talented freshman. He's seeing real arm talent right now, and that can be difficult sometimes.
Yes, sir, it can. As Youngless is 1-2, that one misses low and outside, 2-2. Keystone wearing those black uniforms with the purple numbering and lettering. So we had the foul ball shagging race right there. That was a nice nice display of athleticism there. Evan Klein getting the best of that Keystone Wildcat there as Alberti squares that one back for a foul ball. Who did he just beat out there? That was number 12 for Keystone. I don't think I got a 12 on the roster in front of me. That could be problematic later on. Here's the 2-2 from Youngless to Alberti. That one misses outside, 3-2. So nice at bat here by Braden Alberti. Laid off a couple of real good pitches from Youngless and has worked the count full. Youngless the righty into the wind. Here comes the 3-2. That one is popped straight up and foul right behind Jared and I out of play.
We're safe.
And heads up on the Lancer, and it's a Buick you got, right? Or is it the GMC that you have? It's the GMC, that's right. Yeah, you and Rob both sporting the GMCs these days. As that pitch in there for a called strike 3. Braden Alberti couldn't take the bat off the shoulders. And there is one down.
Real good pitch, and give Alberti credit. He stepped aside, called time, got himself realigned, and had a really nice at-bat, but Youngless comes back with that pitch down in the zone that's been effective all afternoon long.
And that is another strikeout brought to you by our friends at Lorain County Community College. Real education for good jobs. Youngless his first strikeout. It's Evan Klein now, the junior first baseman batting. And he finds himself down quickly in the count here, 0-2. Good couple of pitches there from Ryan Youngless. Alberti wearing 17 today. Threw me for a loop there. They got him at 9 and 17 in the roster. I had him for 9 today, and of course he wears 17 as Klein takes that one downstairs. 1-2 the count here on Evan. Klein this year a .231 average. 35 plate appearances for him. Breaking ball, a beauty from Ryan Youngless, and another strikeout brought to you by our friends at Lorain County Community College. So 2 up, 2 down here for Firelands here in this top half of the second, and it'll be the sophomore second baseman, number 3, Graydon Crane, batting from the right-handed box here. Nobody on and 2 down. His team down 4. Youngless, another breaking ball to start the at-bat in there for a called strike. Boy, oh boy, that's tough when he pumps in that heater and then he drops one in the bucket like that. Here's the 0-1 from Youngless. Another spinner. That one missed away, 1-1. Youngless with 2 strikeouts already here. Through an inning and 2/3. His team leading 4-0. The pitch from Youngless in there for one that caught the knees of Graydon Crane, 1-2. Youngless working quickly here. Here comes his 1-2 to Crane. That one, you betcha. Strike 3 called, and he strikes out the side, all looking. A dominant second frame there from Ryan Youngless. And we'll head to the bottom half of the second. Keystone in front, 4-0, looking to add to it right after this timeout.
At Nick Abraham Buick GMC, we make it that easy. Whether you're upgrading to a rugged Sierra or a refined Buick Encore GX, we make the experience better from start to finish. Right now, lease the 2026 GMC Sierra for only $279 a month for 24 months. We make it that easy.
Lorain County Community College is where you'll lock in your future success. We've helped thousands of people just like you match skills and experience with a career. We can help you train for a career that is in demand right now. You can even work in your field while taking classes. LCCC will get you prepared, get you credentialed, and get you working. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
And back in LaGrange, it is a 4-0 Keystone lead here over Firelands. Getting set for this bottom half of the second inning. Lots of Cleveland sports happening tonight, Jared. I see you sporting the Cleveland Cavaliers beanie. I know you had the quarter zip on earlier.
Still do.
Oh, you still well, though, yeah.
Got to insulate right now.
You got to layer up. You got to layer up on a day like today.
But yes, Cavaliers postseason in action, resounding victory on Saturday afternoon over Toronto, and I think that was a great way to set the tone in that series. And much was made that you hadn't beat Toronto in the regular season. Well, this isn't the regular season. This is Toronto and Cleveland in the playoffs, and we all know what happens when those teams match up in the postseason.
Right. Well, and with this Cavs core, right? I mean, no LeBron this time when you're seeing seeing the Raptors in the postseason. And this core, as much as people might hate to admit it, they really haven't earned the benefit of the doubt with postseason success specifically. They've really kind of fizzled out in a poor way the last couple of springs leading into the summer. So for the Cavs, I think Saturday was a big step in the right direction to try to prove some doubters wrong and prove that they have the skill and the mental capacity to hang with some of these teams in the Eastern Conference.
And for Evan Mobley to go out there and basically top to bottom outplay Scotty Barnes.
It's big.
I think that was a big thing psychologically. And give credit to the Beard. James Harden puts those guys in extremely viable positions to just do damage. Your post play is going to be that much better with James Harden out there. He kind of showed you why that deal may have been struck when people questioned it at one point, and it may not last for plus the postseason. Right. And they're meshing pretty well.
Maybe all you need, So Cavs game 2 tonight. Guardians, the new series underway against the Astros here this evening.
Can't forget about that.
First pitch should be coming up in about 30 minutes or so. As Bauer works here in this bottom of the second inning, working against Dylan Frawley, the 9-hole hitter for Keystone, who takes strike one called. Frawley this year, .294 average. And a sophomore here at Keystone High School. He's playing shortstop today. In the left-handed batter's box here, he calls time. Frawley, 1 double, 4 RBIs to his credit. He awaits the 0-1 from Aaron Bauer. Here it comes, and a swing and a miss by Frawley. Went chasing after that upstairs fastball, and he missed it. 0-2. Shane Ohl, the leadoff hitter, awaits on deck. Blake Moore behind him. As Bauer comes set, he'll fire the 0-2, and Frawley lifts that one high and out of play straight behind us towards the softball field, and it bangs off the top of the softball dugout. Third base side. So 0-2. So, I guess that is something that they got to contend with here on the campus. You got potential foul balls leaking into the other field's territory.
And if you're listening out there, you're dialed in on the app or on the Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel, get out here and enjoy it if you want. You've got baseball and softball about 60 feet away.
Yep, certainly you got a lot of people kind of turning their heads, this way and that way, trying to catch some of both games as Frawley takes that one away. 1-2 the count on Dylan. Anna Saxton and that Keystone Lady Wildcat softball program having another nice campaign as a breaking ball from Bauer. He may have just lost that one, missed well outside. Count evens up now on Frawley, 2-2.
Looking forward to seeing them in action this weekend as it is the Priebus. Right. The Priebus week is upon us.
Friday and Saturday we have 4 games in total scheduled for you guys. 1 at 5 and then 1 at 7 on Friday, and then 10 a.m. and noon on Saturday. Breaking ball is fouled off by Frawley. May have hit it off his foot as well there, so he'll take a step to compose himself. We'll do it again at 2-2.
Painful in any situation, let alone at a 42-degree afternoon.
That'll hurt. It's Avon and Brecksville at 5 on Friday over at Victory Park in North Ridgeville. That's, I guess, the big change this year, right? Everything played in North Ridgeville. There will be no contest at LaGrange Community Park this year. As the 2-2 misses upstairs to Frawley, 3-2. So a nice at-bat here by Dylan Frawley. He was down quickly 0-2, and he's pushed it all the way full here now against Firelands righty Aaron Bauer. Bauer into the wind. Here comes the 3-2. Breaking ball swing and a miss there by Frawley. He came up empty on a real nice pitch by Aaron Bauer. And so Bauer will pick up strikeout number 3. Another one brought to you by our friends at Lorain County Community College. And the lineup turns back over now to the leadoff man, that is senior left fielder Shane Ohl. 0 for 1 today with a strikeout in that first inning.
Good way to battle back for Bauer. Get some confidence here to start out this visitors' half of the second inning, because it was anything but in inning number 1.
Well, that's how that first inning started. It began with a strikeout as he gets Ohl to come up empty on a fastball 0-1. He gave up a single to Blake Moore, and then he got Ryan Youngless to ground in a fielder's choice. He got the lead runner Moore out at second, so he had just 1 on with 2 down, and a misplayed fly ball, and right just like that, Keystone had 4 across before you could blink in that first inning. And so for Aaron Bauer, trying to make this a much more manageable second inning as he misses to Ohl 1-1. Avon and Brecksville at 5 on Friday for the previous. Keystone and South Range at 7. And then on Saturday, it'll be Elyria Catholic and Rocky River at 10 a.m., Medina and North Ridgeville at noon. Breaking ball spoiled by Ohl as that one is shot foul over the netting And, headed towards the vehicles. That one will roll harmlessly, though, down the row. So somebody's SUV fortunate. That one took a nice hop.
Those are some tightly wound Worth or diamond balls, whichever their manufacturer produced that, because that got a lot of bounce off the pavement.
Yeah, sure did. He's going to need some help. He's going to need some help checking that one. The slider by Bauer. The appeal on the check swing, no, as Shane Ohl was able to hold up. So the count evens at 2-2. Were you ever the designated foul ball shagger once upon a time? I'm sure. I'm sure you did a fantastic job. Here's the 2-2 from Bauer to Ohl. That one is chopped slowly towards the third base, but it's going to be a real tough play. And, in fact, there's going to be no play as Braden Alberti, I think wisely, Jared, decides to just eat that one. You know you got a speedy Shane Ohl really flying down that first base line. Best just to eat that one and limit Ohl to an infield single, and that's exactly what Alberti does there.
Yeah, it's a good play for anybody, but let alone a freshman that wants to come up there and show you that they can fire across the field like that. But it would have resulted in, again, it was an infield hit regardless.
So the fourth knock of the day here for Keystone is it'll be junior second baseman Blake Moore as that baseball gets away over towards first base. Moore singled in that first inning, was forced out at second on a fielder's choice hit by Ryan Youngless. So his second at bat here. Came into this contest with a .345 batting average. Shane Ohl, he'll take off at first as that pitch skips into Radanovic, the catcher, who won't have a play on it. And so Shane Ohl will steal second. Another stolen base today for Keystone. I've lost track of how many they've had. It's at least 3 or 4 for him now today. And for Ohl, his 11th of the season.
But now another runner in scoring position with just one down here. Top of the second,
and
bottom of the second.
Ohl with that speed, really anything that finds outfield grass should score him, as that pitch, a good one in there at the knees to Blake Moore, 1-1.
Wind's starting to blow in a little bit more consistently right at us.
Yeah, a little breeze. Supposed to warm up a little bit more as the week progresses on. I know tomorrow's supposed to be a little different than today in terms of the heat. The 1-1, that one misses outside to Blake Moore. Good take there. 2-1.
I think we start out kind of rough tomorrow morning, and then it'll be grass-cutting weather by the afternoon.
There you go.
At least it will be in the Kozar house.
Boy, and I did that at the Nushi residence a week and a half ago, and it looks like I may as well if not. Boy, that grew like crazy with some of that rain. As that 2-1 pitch is shot straight back. That one towards the cars, and it's taking a hop. Another hop. Oh. Well, that's something that they'll have to get used to here at Keystone High School. How about that, huh?
Celebrating a new facility and everything it brings with it.
Jared, start writing this down. We got to make a nice parking map of where to and where not to park here for baseball and softball at Keystone, as that one is ripped foul, third base side by Blake Moore. We'll do it again at 2-2.
Perhaps reach out to one of our local insurance agents that might want to get on board with something here. Yeah. It's an adjuster's nightmare.
Rob, if you're listening, it's
I know he is.
Opportunities. 2-2 the count here on Blake Moore. Shane Ohl stays at second. Bauer checks him, now fires a breaking ball that stayed just upstairs. Now the count full at 3-2. So these Keystone at bats have been done nicely. It's a good approach here by Keystone this afternoon against Aaron Bauer. A couple of strikeouts, but for the most part doing a nice job of making him work and making the defense work behind him, putting a lot of baseballs in play. Here's a 3-2 from Bauer to Moore. Swing and a miss. He spun one that dipped outside the zone. Blake Moore went after it and came up empty. And that'll be another Lorain County Community College strikeout for Blake Moore, his 4th of the afternoon. And with 2 down, 1 on, it'll be up to junior pitcher Ryan Youngless, who steps into that left-handed batter's box. He is 0 for 1 today, grounded into a fielder's choice in that first inning, would later score on that Quinn Otto 2 RBI double. First pitch to Youngless from Bauer is a breaking ball in there for a called strike, 0-1.
Yeah, Youngless indirectly got the scoring start of the first run to cross the plate this afternoon in that 4-run first inning.
Yeah, him and Wyatt McKee both coming around on that Otto double that really could have ended the inning for Firelands. Case Rogers, though, just not able to find it through the sun out there in right field. Misplayed a couple of balls in that first inning, and now that one inside gets by Radanovic, the catcher. He'll quickly pounce on it, but not before Shane Ohl is able to move all the way up to third. So an RBI opportunity still for Ryan Youngless, that 5th run, standing that much closer. As Youngless hits here in a 1-1 count. That pitch, a ball, missed well in. Youngless a .517 average, a team high coming into this one. 11 RBIs, good for second on the team. The pitch, that one is shot down the left field line, but that one is slicing foul as Carter Jones was sprinting after it there in left field for Firelands. So count moves to 1-2 here on Youngless. Aaron Bauer 1 strike away from getting out of this second inning without a run surrendered. Keystone trying to add to their advantage here. Again, they lead it 4-0 in this bottom of the second. Here's Bauer's 1-2, a fastball missing outside, 2-2. Not a bad idea there by Aaron Bauer. See if he can find that corner and either get Youngless to chase or blow one by him for a called strike, but unable to get the call there. 2-2 here for Bauer. He'll take a peek at that runner at third. Here comes the pitch. That one is shot towards the shortstop, A.J. Ridenour. Nice play, and he shoots it high towards the first baseman, Klein, who lands on the bag for the third and final out. Wow, so a dicey third out there for Firelands defensively, but Ridenour and Klein able to make the play to get Youngless, and they will get out of it without any runs surrendered. We've played 2 here at Keystone. Wildcats lead Firelands 4-0. We're right back after this timeout.
Spring is here, and that means it's time for high school baseball and softball on WEOL. Before you head to the ballpark, make a quick stop at your locally owned and operated North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco, your one-stop shop for fuel, snacks, and ice-cold drinks to keep you going all season long. Whether you're cheering from the stands or following along on WEOL, they've got everything you need to stay fueled from the first pitch to the final out. North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco, fast, friendly, ready for game day, and proud supporters of high school sports on WEOL. Looking to buy, sell, or refinance? Make sure your investment is protected with Network Land Title Agency. As a locally owned title and escrow company, Network Land Title helps safeguard you from financial loss caused by defects in a property title, giving you peace of mind every step of the way. With services available across all 88 counties in Ohio, their experienced team is ready to help wherever you are. Visit networklandtitle.com today. Network Land Title Agency, safeguarding your investment, ensuring peace of mind.
4-0 our score here at Keystone. Wildcats with the advantage on top of Firelands as the Falcons get set for their at-bats here in this top half of the third inning. Again, Firelands under head coach Dan Ransom, his 12th year at the helm on a 3-game losing streak coming into today. On Saturday, they lost 3-1 at Revere. They were supposed to play 2. A lot of teams were supposed to play 2 on Saturday, but many managing just to get 1 in. Daniel Cothe, 2 hits and a double for the Falcons in that one. Braden Alberti had the lone RBI, had a hit as well. A.J. Ridenour had a couple of hits along with that double. He also pitched 6 nice innings, gave up 3, 2 of those earned. Had a couple of strikeouts, no walks. So for Firelands, just trying to find some answers here this afternoon. Not a great start through 2 innings. They find themselves down 4-0, but Luke Radanovich, Daniel Cothe, and Case Rogers all due up here for Coach Ransom's Falcons as Ryan Youngless fires that first pitch, and it is roped all the way to right center field and gets by the right fielder Wyatt McKee, banging up against the fence and sliding feet first into second is Luke Radanovich with a leadoff double here in the top half of this third inning. So that's a nice piece of hitting there by Radanovich. Found one he liked early and went right after it.
Yeah, big way for them to start this inning here, and they're going to have an opportunity to cut into this lead, getting that leadoff runner aboard and in scoring position.
So just the second hit surrendered by Youngless in this, I should say last inning for Youngless. He struck out the side all looking. So what was a really poor effort, I think, from Firelands last inning offensively is 180'd here by Luke Radanovich with that leadoff double. As, oh boy, that is dangerous right there. Foul ball from the softball field came right in front of that pitch from Ryan Youngless. I mean, that foul ball landed while that pitch from Youngless was halfway to the plate there, Jared.
Yeah, that was reminiscent of Randy Johnson just tearing apart that bird.
Yeah, boy.
Jacobs Field. Well, boy, 30-plus years ago now.
And it still makes its that one makes its waves on social media whenever somebody posts it.
I wonder if the bird made it.
Yeah, well, I don't think so. That pitch from Youngless is a ball downstairs. That first pitch won't count, as that one will, but it's a ball. So 1-0 the count here. Or, well, I got it's 2-0.
It's 2-0.
And you can make that 3-0. Okay, so I guess Unless I missed one, right? So that they're saying that one did count with the softball
I
that
guess
came
so,
into
yeah.
play. Interesting. I would have thought that would for sure just kind of eliminate that pitch being in play as Kothi taking all the way there. Watches one go by for a called strike, 3-1 for Kothi this season, a .208 batting average. So looking to help his own cause here. The 3-1 is swung on and missed by Kothi, a bit tardy on the fastball, 3-2. Kothi, 7 strikeouts this season, 5 walks. Has a couple of RBIs to his credit. The pitch, that one hit towards the shortstop. It got in on the hands. Frawley gloves it. Throw to first is in time. A nice stretch there by Luke DeVore as he is retired on the ground at, and Radonovich unable to advance as that ball was hit right in front of him. So Kothi down 6-3 on the putout. Lineup turns back over now to senior right fielder Case Rogers. He's 0 for 1 today with a ground out to third.
This grass infield took a while to get there in terms of being able to get to the shortstop for that putout, but that could have to do with some of the moisture and condensation that still be in the air.
That might have been a bit of a stinger there for Kothi.
Yeah.
That one made a weird noise coming off the bat. Don't think he got a great piece of that one as Younglis's first pitch in there to Case Rogers. Caught the outside black with that pitch, 0-1. Rogers again coming into today a .391 average, so he's having himself a nice senior season as Case Rogers, but he comes up empty there. Big swing and a miss for the right fielder. It's been a tough day for him defensively, no question about that. Just trying to help himself here at the plate. Down 0-2 though here quickly. Younglis checks on Radonovich at second, now fires, and that one is fouled first base side, and it gets over the fencing as DeVore and McKee were chasing after it. Neither of them able to get there, though. So Rogers gets new life here, 0-2 still to count on him. 3 strikeouts here this afternoon for Ryan Younglis. Again, all strikeouts this spring sports season on WEOL will be brought to you by Lorain County Community College, LCCC, your year, your classes, your future. Big thanks to them for hopping on board. Here's the 0-2, swing and a miss by Case Rogers. Another good heater by Younglis and another Lorain County Community College strikeout for Younglis. That's number 4.
Wayne, now the storyline changes to if Younglis can get out of this without, letting that runner, Radonovich, come around to score, get out of this inning unscathed, what that might say for his teammates.
Be a big mental win for them, certainly already up 4-0 and can really start to make themselves feel known in this one as Carter Jones watched that first pitch go by for a strike, 0-1. Younglis checks on that runner. Radonovich now fires quickly, and that one got in on the hands as well. It's chopped slowly towards the shortstop. Big throw to first. Is it in time? No. A nice piece of running there by Carter Jones as Dylan Frawley unable to charge that one and throw it to DeVore in time. So Carter Jones, an infield single for him as Radonovich moves up to third. So now Firelands with runners on the corners and 2 down for A.J. Riddenauer, the sophomore shortstop. To your point here, that grass, I mean, those slow choppers are extra slow when they get caught up in the grass. And Coach Olshauer telling us, they kind of have to leave it a little longer right now just to get that grass fully healthy and grown and everything. You can't cut it too short or it'll die. And so that may have something to do with it.
And by no means is this U.S. Open type rough you're seeing out here. No, it's pretty well manicured. It's just
Bert may like it shorter, is I think what was maybe his point there, is that pitch is fouled off by Riddenauer, and he may have gotten a piece of his leg on that one as well, so he'll take a step out to compose himself.
And that would go for either ball club, too. They're going to say,
for sure.
hey,
that goes
looks
both
great,
ways, yeah.
but, you guys are going to figure this out next year,
will.
right? It's not bad at all, though. It's just
no, not at all. Kidding me? I would have played on this. Here's the 0-2. That one is chopped foul, third base side, so we'll do it again. A.J. Riddenauer 0 for 1 today, reached on a fielder's choice in the first. He was stranded there. The sophomore this year for Firelands with a .455 average and 35 appearances at the plate coming into it. 6 RBIs to his credit, looking for number 7 here at least as Riddenauer fouls that one back off the screen. So 0-2, the count will remain. You hear the Jeopardy music behind us. Must be a pitching change there on the softball field. 4-0 here at Keystone for the baseball side of things. Wildcats in front of Firelands. Runners on the corner here, though, for the Falcons as Younglis misses downstairs to A.J. Ridenour. Count moves to 1-2.
Don't think he missed by much.
No, not at all. Just a hair, though. You said it, no ABS here at the high school level, so here's the 1-2. That one is chopped towards the third baseman, gloved cleanly by Hurley. Healthy throw to first. It skips into DeVore, but he'll squeeze it for the third and final out. So Firelands, they threaten. They get runners onto those corners, but they will strand them both, and we will head to the bottom of the third. Our score remains Keystone 4, Firelands nothing. We'll be right back here on WEOL.com and on that Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel.
Hi, Tim Elkhorn, radio voice of the Cavs. For several years, you've heard me talk about EcoTree Services on WEOL. Recently, I needed trees removed, so of course, I contacted EcoTree. They did an incredible job. The folks at EcoTree were timely, efficient, and the work was flawless. Take it from me, when your trees need attention or even require removal, contact EcoTree Services. Like me, you'll love their work. Find EcoTree Services online at ecotreeservices.com.
At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make getting into your next vehicle fast, easy, and built around you. And we've got the selection and service you can count on. Right now, buy the Ford Explorer for only $39.9 or lease it for just $4.99 a month. At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy.
Again, a big thanks to all of our sponsors here this spring sports season. We really appreciate them hopping on board. Again, it was a new thing for us with football and basketball. I feel like we've kind of gotten our wits about us now by the time spring sports have rolled around, although obviously with our spring sports facilities and each one being unique and different and outdoors on top of all of that with no real press box, can be dicey at times, but we appreciate everybody's trust in us getting this one done this spring sports season. And again, our sponsors, they are your North Ridgeville Convenience Sunoco at Center Ridge and Barton Roads, Network Land, a title agency providing real estate title insurance and escrow services across Ohio, the Knicks, Nick Abraham Buick GMC and Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, Route 57 and East Broad Street in Elyria, Lorain County Community College, real education for good jobs, and of course our friends over at EcoTree Services. They are your complete tree care company. So here in the bottom of the third, Keystone getting set for their next set of at-bats. It'll be McKee, Otto, and DeVore all due up. Aaron Bauer looks like he will continue to work for Firelands on the mound.
Bauer with a clean inning, although he faced some trouble on the base paths, got out of it. Got to hand it to the young man again. The way that things looked in the first inning, you thought it could be a short afternoon for him, and he beat it back there in that second inning, and see what can happen here for him in the third. Pitch count probably getting up there a little bit as he has seen a lot of full counts this afternoon just through the first two innings.
Yeah, Keystone has done a nice job working the count, like you said, Jared, and really doing a nice job of making the defense work behind him. They put a lot of baseballs in play. As Wyatt McKee gets set for his second plate appearance here, takes the first pitch from Bauer inside for a ball, 1-0. McKee reaching by way of the walk his first time back in that first inning. Would come around and score on the Quinn Otto 2 RBI double. So Bauer, the righty, looks into McKee. Into the wind, and here comes Bauer's 1-0. That one is roped towards the shortstop, Ridenour. Gloves it on a hop, throw over to first in time as Klein squeezes it for the first out. So McKee retired 6-3 on that putout. And now it will be Quinn Otto with 2 RBIs already today, batting with nobody on, 1 down. His team leading 4-0 here in this bottom of the third. Both shortstops being tested here today, Jared. Not sure what's going on with that. Ridenour for Firelands and then Frawley for Keystone, but both guys have done a nice job handling things thrown their way thus far. Both first basemen playing well on top of that, Klein and DeVore. Breaking ball from Bauer in there for a called strike to Quinn Otto, 0-1. Tell you what, both guys have really spotted the inside and outside edges nicely. Younglist for Keystone and Bauer for Firelands. Keystone just able to capitalize a little more in their opportunities thus far. Breaking ball, that one runs inside and misses for a ball, 1-1. As Otto able to duck out of the way of that one, has a nice laugh about it with the home plate umpire. Well, that one came close to skipping off the top of the batting helmet. I'm shocked it didn't somehow. Here's Bauer's 1-1. That one is reached for and sawed off foul, first base side, excuse me. So the count moves to 1-2. Otto, a senior here at Keystone High School. A .375 average coming into this one. Picked up RBIs number 8 and 9 in that first inning. scoring Younglis and McKee. Bauer's pitch again misses inside, and it's just that curveball when he's trying to throw, or maybe it's not a curveball, maybe it's more of a slider. I don't know what it is, Jared. Far be it from
Slider
me to tell,
not doing its job, I think, is what's going on. And that's
back, yeah.
not to take anything away from his ability. I think it's just, maybe it might be the weather.
Yeah, he took a look at his hand after it, almost to say, why? Why is that missing so bad? As that one misses high and in, 3-2. Almost like a free throw shooter in basketball sometimes. The 90-plus percenters, they'll miss one and kind of look at their hands and be like, what are you doing?
Something is
why
wrong
have
with
you
the
done
mechanism.
This to me? Yeah. 3-2 the count to your point. Jared, you said it. Keystone, they've worked a lot of these full counts. Another one here. Bauer's pitch. That one up and in. Ball 4. And Otto reaches by way of the walk. The third one surrendered today by Bauer. So that brings up sophomore first baseman Luke DeVore. As he is certainly an imposing figure. 3 home runs to his credit this season. A team high there. McKee and Blake Moore, the only other ones to homer. They have one apiece. Throw over to first, trying to get Otto away from the bag, but Quinn back in there safely with the head first slide. DeVore 350 the batting average on top of those RBI and home run numbers. Another throw over, and Otto head first slide safe. DeVore walked and scored in that first inning as well. Bauer taking a peek over at that runner, Quinn Otto. Otto runs. Radonovich, the throw down to second is not a great one, and Otto able to slide in there safely as Graydon Crane trying to cover second. Had to come off the bag to get that throw, and Otto able to slide in safely. So for Quinn, his second stolen base of the afternoon. And Luke DeVore, an RBI opportunity here now with a runner in scoring position. 0-1 the count on him. 1 down, 1 on. Keystone leads 4-0. The pitch, that one's fouled back towards the parking lot. Heads up towards the vehicles. Takes a hop. Oh, and that one's off a front bumper, I do believe.
Didn't look like much damage, if at all.
No. Well, I think maybe Jeff could implement a rule here. If that foul ball hits your car, that one's yours to take home.
You get a baseball. Congratulations.
That's the trade-off. Hey, leaving here with something. That one misses away. 1-1 the count.
Somebody's got
1-2 on DeVore.
Somebody has got a good dent guy for $75 will take care of that.
So
you get a ball out of it.
I'm sure somebody in this crowd knows somebody. Heck, somebody in this crowd could probably do it. Nice blue-collar community here in LaGrange. Here's the 1-2. That one missing upstairs. 2-2. Yeah, that breaking ball from Bauer, it's just not dipping, not cutting, not doing whatever it is that he's trying to get it to do. It's just staying up. It's staying in. And Keystone, I would say they're doing a good job laying off of it, but I think they're trying to get out of the way of it more than anything else right now. Bauer takes a peek at that runner. Otto on second. Now fires the 2-2, and that one, it gets by DeVore. Strike 3 swinging. And DeVore is set down. So a nice pitch there by Aaron Bauer. Another Lorain County Community College strikeout, number 5 on the afternoon for Aaron Bauer. And with 2 down, it'll be up to Kyle Hurley, the junior third baseman. An RBI single and a stolen base to his credit back in that first inning. Bauer steps off to maybe take a look at throwing towards Otto at second. Instead, just eats it. Again, no disengagement limit or anything like that here at the high school level, so he could do that as many times as he wanted to. As that pitch is fouled straight back towards the parking lot once again. Uh-oh, another danger zone, and that one off a passenger door. Wow. That's part of the fun in turning around right now, I think, Jared. And I say fun because I think the vehicles belonging to you and I, respectively, are A-OK with our positioning.
You got to wonder, is that maybe some students intermixed there? I don't know. Yeah.
It's a buffer zone. That's what it is between us and our vehicles over there. I did think about that because there was not really too many cars by the time I had pulled in. It was one of those weird times where nobody was here for baseball just yet, and most kids had left for school, so I had to be a little strategic about where I put the old sedan as Bauer gets the called strike. Wow, a check swing by Kyle Hurley. He must have went around 1-2 the count. We're right behind, so it's sort of tough for us to tell, horizontally there, but called strike there. 1-2 the count here on Kyle Hurley. Runner on second with 2 down here in the bottom of the third. Keystone leads Firelands 4-0. Aaron Bauer trying to get through another scoreless frame here after giving up 4 in that first. The pitch, breaking ball spoiled by Hurley. Did well just to get a piece of it, so we'll do it again at 1-2. Quinado, he is the runner at second after a walk and a stolen base. Wyatt McKee has grounded out this inning. Luke DeVore struck out prior to this Hurley at bat. Hurley again already with an RBI single here today. Keystone at 4-1 in the Lorain County League, looking to pick up a conference win. Trying to keep pace with Black River, who has wins over both Keystone and Firelands already this season. The pitch, that one skips low, and it's off the mask of Radonovich. He lost it momentarily, and that's enough for Quinado to move all the way up to third. So heads up base running done nicely there by Otto. Radonovich, he's done well just to get in front of some of these, I think. Not that Bauer's been too crazy here through 2 innings and change of work on the mound, but Radonovich, he's been active behind the plate and has done a nice job. Here's the 2-2 from Bauer. That one is roped into center field. Is it going to hang up long enough for the out? And it does. Daniel Kothi able to stay with it and put the squeeze on it for the third and final out. We've played 3 here in LaGrange. Our score remains Keystone 4, Firelands nothing. Back with the top of the 4th right after this timeout.
At Nick Abraham Buick GMC, we make it that easy. Whether you're upgrading to a rugged Sierra or a refined Buick Encore GX, we make the experience better from start to finish. Right now, lease the 2026 GMC Sierra for only $279 a month for 24 months. We make it that easy.
Spring is here, and that means it's time for high school baseball and softball on WEOL. Before you head to the ballpark, make a quick stop at your locally owned and operated North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco, your one-stop shop for fuel, snacks, and ice-cold drinks to keep you going all season long. Whether you're cheering from the stands or following along on WEOL, they've got everything you need to stay fueled from the first pitch to the final out. North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco, fast, friendly, ready for game day, and proud supporters of high school sports on WEOL.
Ryan Youngless will continue to work for Keystone on the bump here in this top of the 4th inning. As for Firelands, it will be Aaron Bauer, Braden Alberti, and Evan Klein all due up here this half inning for Dan Ransom's Falcons. They're still scoreless after Keystone pounced for 4 in that first inning. Aaron Bauer, give him credit. He's done a nice job of limiting that Wildcat offense since then. Not that their bats have totally disappeared. I mean, they've gotten runners on, they've worked counts, but Bauer has done a nice job to limit the damage done against him thus far. Now, Jared, can the offense for Dan Ransom's Falcons finally come along and play here this afternoon? Again, it's Bauer, Alberti, and Klein to try to get the party started here in the Falcons half of this 4th inning.
That's got to be the message, too, after your guy goes out there and delivers 2 scoreless innings, that you've got to get out there and at least try to cut into this 4-0 deficit.
Giving you a chance to get back in it, certainly, as he comes up empty on a first pitch fastball there from Youngless. 0-1. Bauer 0 for 1 today. He flew out to center in that first inning. Youngless working quickly into the wind, and that one chopped foul, third base side. 0-2 the count here.
I guess if there's an advantage there, you don't have a lot of time to think about it with Youngless up there in terms of what's coming your way next.
Hey, I could appreciate that from a broadcaster's perspective. He gets that baseball, and he's right into the wind, ready to go, man. It's strike 3 swinging. Bauer came up empty on the fastball. No match for the cheddar from Youngless, and that is another Lorain County Community College strikeout for Youngless, his 5th of the ball game. And so now it'll be freshman Braden Alberti, the second baseman for Firelands, 0 for 1 with the strikeout looking. Youngless's first pitch to him blows the fastball by him, 0-1.
If Eminent Doom was headed your way, would you want to know about it? I'm one of those people. I'd be okay. I don't need to know.
You're good with surprises, huh? It's good to know. That pitch misses downstairs, 1-1.
If it comes down to something like that, I don't want to know it's coming.
Right, it's fair. It's fair. Won't argue that. 1-1 the count here on Alberti. Youngless is 1-1 to him, and that one is shot in the left field, and that one's going to get down for a base knock. So Braden Alberti, a 1-out single, placed that one right in front of the left fielder, Shane Ohl. And so Firelands has themselves a 1-out base runner here in this 4th inning to set up Evan Klein, the junior first baseman, 0 for 1 today with a strikeout.
We referenced it in the first inning. The freshman had a good at bat, came back after being down 0-2, worth the count full, gets on base there, helping his team.
That's a tough pitch to hit. That was a fastball similar to that one that Evan Klein came up empty on. 0-1 the count on Klein. That fastball to Alberti, that was up, that was in. I mean, he really had to get the hands turned to shoot that one into left field and pull it, and he did just that. Do we see him maybe get active over on the base paths? Youngless's pitch in there for a called strike 2 decline.
I don't think you want to take any chances. Base runners are valuable right now. You've seen no propensity to find a way to run to this point.
Youngless is 0-2. That fastball misses downstairs. Hagerman tried to frame it for the home plate umpire. No dice. 1-2 the count.
You got to do enough to make everybody think about it, but I just don't think, certainly Dan Ransom was looking at a base runner as a way to be productive here.
Healthy lead for Alberti as, oh boy, big swing and a miss there from Evan Klein. Went fishing and came up empty on a beautiful breaking ball from Youngless in another Lorain County Community College strikeout for Youngless. That's number 6 today. And so now there's 2 down for sophomore second baseman Graydon Crane, with Braden Alberti staying put at first. Here's Youngless's first pitch. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Oh, those upstairs fastballs, man, I'll tell you, Alberti really, he's the only one to get a piece of it so far today, or at least put one in play. A lot of these other Falcons batters have just come up empty. Breaking ball from Youngless in there. So that's tough, man. You get a fastball at the letters that you come up empty on. You get a breaking ball that starts in that same spot and then dips down and still catches the zone. And another fastball to finish off Crane. Wow, that is pitching personified there by Ryan Youngless. He gives up a base runner, but he strikes out the rest of the side to get through it. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. Keystone maintains their 4-0 lead. We're right back after this.
Are you undecided about your future and overwhelmed by the options? Well, don't worry, you're not alone. Lorain County Community College has helped thousands of students just like you find their future career. From short-term training programs to transfer options all the way to bachelor degrees, our programs are designed to set you up for future success. Lorain County Community College, your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
Hi, Tim Elkhorn, Cavs radio voice. Recently, we had some trees removed. So again, singing the praises of EcoTree Services. In a few hours, EcoTree had removed the unsightly trees, cleaned the debris, and opened the area for a new fence. I can't say enough good things about the people at EcoTree. I've used them several times, always thrilled with their work. If you have trees that require pruning or need to be removed, contact EcoTree, a local business that deserves your business. They've earned mine. Go to ecotreeservices.com.
Well, Jared, I can give you a score update from right across the walkway behind us here. It is a 15-0 Lady Wildcat advantage over the Lady Falcons of Firelands right behind us here in the 5th inning. So Anna Saxton and her girls looking pretty darn good here on a Monday afternoon.
Conference play as well, as we mentioned, the same function we have going on over here. Not necessarily what you would call a tune-up heading into the previous, as they guarantee they're going to try to play a couple more times this week, as Jeff mentioned. But that's a busy week for those girls when you think about, they've got Monday, Tuesday, and I think Jeff said Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So hats off to them as far as getting in a lot of those games. And you're really about the middle third of the seasons right now. So, you want to – You're kind of at where you're going in terms of the makeup of your team, unless you're waiting to get somebody back from injury. So this is where you find out what you're made of.
Yeah, those games stack up quick, and I think he said they were even trying to squeeze in a quote-unquote JV game on Wednesday because it's one of those awkward, you kind of sort of have enough for JV, you kind of sort of don't in that same breath. So just trying to get those kids some work in as well. You mentioned the Priebus, Jared. Our involvement will be Friday and Saturday, starting Friday night at 5 with Avon and Brecksville over at Victory Park in North Ridgeville. So Avon and Brecksville at 5. Those Keystone Lady Wildcats behind us, they take on South Range at 7. It'll be you and I for now, scheduled to have the call there. We'll maybe be moving some stuff around depending on the weather and how it all looks for this weekend. Probably still early to tell on that, but there's our Friday night. And then Saturday morning, starting at 10 o'clock, it'll be Elyria Catholic and Rocky River, and then Medina and North Ridgeville at noon. It'll be myself and Rob Polinsky with you guys on that one. So 2 games Friday, 2 games Saturday. All right here on WEOL.com and on that Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel. Same format. We'll go audio only, but still have it here on the YouTube with the live scoreboard and updates. First pitch from Aaron Bauer in there for a called strike to Brendan Hagerman for Keystone. He is 0 for 1 today with a strikeout looking, leading things off for his Cats here in the bottom of the 4th. Bauer the righty into the wind. His pitch, that one misses outside, 1-1.
Rocco, you mentioned the Priebus in our coverage, 4 games, a premier softball showcase in our area, and all games now at Victory Park in North Ridgeville. 10 different fields going.
Yep. Used to kind of be our opener of sorts here on WEOL, but I know we've tried to get things going a little bit beforehand now, as there's a swing and a miss by Hagerman, came up empty on the fastball, 1-2. So it's nice that we get, we'll have 2 that we got in before the Priebus this year. Could have been 3 if the weather would have cooperated a little more on Saturday, but was not meant to be over there in Sailor Nation. Here's the 1-2 from Bauer. That one misses away, 2-2. Vermilion baseball with a new head coach for the first time in a very long time. Jeff Keck riding off into the sunset. Really enjoyed our Hey Coach podcast conversation. That one available for replay on the YouTube channel if you guys wanted to take a listen. We talked midway through last summer, I believe, when he had decided to step away. 3-2 the count here on Hagerman as that one missed inside.
Guy with connections to this Firelands Falcons program, Jeff Keck, started out there and then made the jump to Vermilion. But you think about just the success that he's had at 2 programs over the course of almost 40 years.
Here's the 3-2 from Bauer. That one misses up and in, so Hagerman reaches on the 4th wide one. And the 4th walk allowed by Bauer here today. So now it's Dylan Frawley, the 9-hole hitter, 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. The sophomore shortstop looking to help his team's cause here before the lineup turns back over. I remember talking with Jeff, man. He was pretty content with his decision, it seemed. It wasn't one of those like, oh, well, I was sort of on the fence. I think he was about at the end of the line.
Magical run to a state championship game in
that's right.
It was 2022.
I want to say it was 22,
Yeah, 22. And again, he beat this Firelands team in a regional.
Yeah. Ended up bowing out to Hoban, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. Yeah, they played tremendous baseball. It was a state semi. It was a Final Four.
Okay,
Sorry,
yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was state Final Four. Still at Canal Park, so same venue.
He made the trip, and he got us to Akron. So hats off to Jeff and everything he did for Lorain County baseball for a number of years.
Shout out to Roz and his Amherst Comets. They got us down there last year. They're certainly eyeing up a potential return this year, as that's 2 straight wide ones to Shane Old, 2-0 the count here. Or I'm sorry, to Frawley. Dylan Frawley batting still. This 2-0 count. Batting left-handed here. He awaits the pitch from the righty, and he swings and misses at one downstairs, 2-1.
Raz is the type of guy that, it's not superstition or anything like that. He would tell you if we don't make a return trip that he's going to look at it as a disappointment. The goal is that you got to get there, and in order to get
so
better,
much back. So.
Yeah, they brought a lot back, but he's always been a guy that says we can get better. There's a way that we can figure this out. If they could go on to win a state title, he would tell you they could get better.
There you go. Bauer awaiting to fire the 2-1 to Frawley. Here it comes. Frawley gets a good piece of that one. It's hit towards the second baseman, Crane, who steps on the bag for one. The relay throw to first in time for the double play. Wow, that's tremendous defense there for Firelands. And how about that play, Jared, at second? Graydon Crane, the wherewithal first to glove that one, but then to quickly take it to the bag himself and throw, going against his momentum on the relay throw to first and getting the speedy Frawley.
Absolutely no wasted motion in that exchange whatsoever. You couldn't call it the exchange, but just getting that, putting it out unassisted and be able to make that throw. Everything had to work perfect, and everything did.
Yeah, that was tremendous work there by Crane. So now it's Shane Ohl, the senior left fielder for Keystone. The leadoff hitter today, batting here, though, with nobody on and 2 down as he takes that first pitch from Bauer up and in for a ball. And I tell you what, I can't remember who wrote the article on Amherst heading into the season. I don't know if it was Gebby or Todd or who it was, but they had talked to a couple of the players, and I think it was Landon Wolf, son of Casey Wolf, their athletic director over there in Comet Land, as Bauer's pitch there is lifted sky high. May have to delay this story here till after the break, as the catcher, Donovich, comes to a knee and can't make the play, and that one lands in fair territory, so Ohl, Shane Ohl will stay put at first. And I think that's another one where you got to give him the hit, right? You can't assume
that a play was going to be made. We think it should have been, but
right. So that's hit number 5 for Keystone here today. And so Shane Ohl reaches, and so now it'll be Blake Moore. But it was Landon Wolf who had said, hey, we really made a commitment this offseason, got guys in the weight room, as Ohl on the throw over is back in safely. But again, Jared, that's a team that you were a couple of plays away from bringing home the hardware. It'd be you know, a lot of teams where you kind of, oh, he had the one-year magic. I don't know if we'll quite get it back, and maybe they don't really make that commitment to try to get back and finish the mission. And that's not the case for Roz's comments over there. And again, there was a really nice article in the CT, kind of about their commitment to getting back there and really trying to finish the mission this time around.
Loaded for bear, and they have all sorts of options, weapons that can hurt you. The lineup is good. The pitching staff, as good as we've seen in our area.
Yeah, I mean, it's Cale Cale Charles, tremendous pitcher for them. And they got the offense as well. It's a really impressive Amherst team this season, no question. Impressive last year, too. That pitch to Moore in there for a strike. Ole takes off for second. The throw not in time as Ole will swipe second, his second stolen base of the afternoon. And so now he's into scoring position for Blake Moore, who hits here in an 0-2 count. Keystone leads Firelands 4-0 here in this bottom of the fourth. Aaron Bauer trying to get through it. Gave up 4 in that first inning. Threw a couple of scoreless frames after that. Here's his 0-2. That one is lifted high on the infield. It'll be the second baseman, Kane, with the best look at it. Can he secure the catch? And no, he cannot. That one lands over his shoulder, and coming all the way in to score is Shane Ole. So Blake Moore, again, because you can't assume that catch, you got to give him credit for the single, and that is an RBI knock for Blake Moore, scoring Shane Ole, and it's 5-0 Keystone.
Boy, and that sun getting a little bit higher now behind us, and I don't know if that is playing a little bit of an impact on that for this Firelands infield, but it's been a tough inning here.
Yeah, certainly a tough afternoon defensively. Another throw over here from Aaron Bauer, but Blake Moore with a head-first dive is back safely. It's been the defense behind him, I'll tell you, as another throw over. Not in time. Moore back safely. Case Rogers, I should say, in right field, has had a tough time here this afternoon. Crane misplaying that one. And Radonovich, a blunder behind the plate here as well here this half inning. Big lead there for Blake Moore as Radonovich came up out of his stance ready to fire, but no dice there as Blake Moore stayed put. 0-1 the count here on Ryan Youngless, who is 0 for 2 today. Reached on a fielder's choice in the first. He would score. And then he grounded out to the shortstop in the second. Another throw over from Bauer, but Moore back safely. Tell you what, Blake Moore, he is taking a healthy lead over there at first base. And now he'll take off on the pitch as that one is hit towards the second baseman, Crane, who lost his footing trying to cover the bag, and now losing his footing around second is Blake Moore. He's going to be able to scamper all the way up to third. He's safe, and right behind him, moving into second, is Ryan Youngless. So, oh boy, the hit and run works perfectly there as Blake Moore lost his footing, rounding second, scurried in there safely, and on that throw into third, Ryan Youngless, nice heads-up base running, follows him into second. So now you got 2 runners in scoring position for Wyatt McKee. And I'll tell you what, the woes for Firelands defensively continue, Jared.
Yeah, because they should be out of this inning twice over now, and they would have been unscathed. It would have been a 4-0 game going into their home half of that inning, or the top of the fifth, where they could, look to try to do some damage. But Keystone put another run on the board here, combined with some of those woes, just very tough.
First pitch to McKee is chopped towards the third baseman, Alberti, who gloves it cleanly. Healthy throw over to first will retire the side as Evan Klein puts the squeeze on it to get the speedy McKee. So we have played 4 here in LaGrange. Keystone tacks on 1 more. We'll head to the 5th. Our score, Wildcats 5, Firelands nothing. We'll be right back here on WEOL.com and on that Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel after this.
Looking to buy, sell, or refinance? Make sure your investment is protected with Network Land Title Agency. As a locally owned title and escrow company, Network Land Title helps safeguard you from financial loss caused by defects in a property title, giving you peace of mind every step of the way. With services available across all 88 counties in Ohio, their experienced team is ready to help wherever you are. Visit NetworkLandTitle.com today. Network Land Title Agency, safeguarding your investment, ensuring peace of mind.
At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make getting into your next vehicle fast, easy, and built around you. And we've got the selection and service you can count on. Right now, buy the Ford Explorer for only $39.9 or lease it for just $4.99 a month. At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy.
Back here in LaGrange, it is a 5-0 Keystone lead over Firelands with Radonovich, Kothi, and Rogers, 8-9-1. all due up this half inning for the Falcons. Rocco Nucci, Jared Kozar here with you. Big thanks to our sponsors, North Ridgeville Convenience Sunoco, Network Land Title, Nick Abraham Buick GMC, and Nick Abraham Elyria Ford at Lorain County Community College, and Eco Tree Services. Why don't we reset that Keystone defense again? Lineups here today brought to you by Network Land Title Agency and safeguarding your investment, ensuring peace of mind. Ryan Younglist has been on the bump for Keystone, has been having a tremendous afternoon thus far. Brendan Hagerman has been behind the plate. The infield, it's Kyle Hurley at third, Dylan Frawley at short, Quinn Otto at second, Luke DeVore at first, and in the outfield, left to right, it's Shane Ohl, Blake Moore, and Wyatt McKee. Again, lineups both offensively and defensively today brought to you by our friends at Network Land Title Agency, providing real estate title insurance and escrow services across Ohio. So Luke Radanovic, the Firelands catcher, batting first here in the fifth. Had a double back in the third inning on the first pitch from Younglist, but Firelands unable to bring him home. He goes out to the first pitch again, and does he have another extra base hit? That one's fair down the right field line. McKee over to it quickly, and Radanovic will have to settle for one. So a nice piece of hitting there by Luke Radanovic. Clearly, Jared, he has seen something with Ryan Younglist here this afternoon where he thinks he can get after that first pitch, and that's twice that he's done so successfully.
And I've always said I think catchers at this level put together are really good at bat or have a good game plan as far as how they want to work against the opposition.
So he's 2 for 2 today. Daniel Kothi lifts one lazily. That one an easy one for the shortstop Dylan Frawley, as Kothi got a little jammed, sandwiched on that one, my friend, as Frawley able to put the squeeze on it. And the lineup will turn back over now to senior right fielder Case Rogers. Can he pick himself up a bit? He's had a couple of tough plays defensively, but one big hit can really kind of erase some of that mentally. First pitch from Younglist to him. That one misses upstairs, 1-0. That's a pitch, Jared, that these Falcons have gone after a couple of times, too many, I think, today. That high fastball that's been in and maybe up out of the zone as well. Just like that, in and upstairs, but Rogers unable to lay off it. And I don't think that's a strike, Jared. I think that's one, if you lay off it, you're going to get the call for a ball.
I would agree.
It's the difference between 2-0 and 1-1 right now. Rogers, though, trying to compose himself. Breaking ball, and he went after it and missed. 1-2, rather, the count.
Sometimes when that comes chasing good money after bad right there when you fall it to the outside.
Credit Younglist, man. He's been setting up his pitch as well. He's really spotted that outside breaking ball nicely, complementing it with that high fastball as he does right there. Another one from Ryan Younglist and another Lorain County Community College strikeout for Younglist. That is number 8 on the afternoon, and Rogers has been set down on strikes for the second time here today. And now it'll be Carter Jones, the senior left fielder. He's 2 for 2 today with a couple of singles.
And maybe something lost in that. It sounds elementary, but when you work in front so much as he has, you have pitches to burn.
You do, and you don't feel as much pressure, right, with each and every hurl towards the plate. You know, you've had the offense to help back you up as well. So, yeah, I think that's a good point. Younglist has really settled in nicely here this afternoon. That fastball in there for a called strike to Jones. Count evens up at 1-1. Carter Jones this season coming into this one, a .300 batting average in 9 games played. He awaits the 1-1. Breaking ball, another beauty. Right in there for a strike, 1-2. So Younglist, a strike away from getting through 5 scoreless here at home. His pitch, breaking ball, swung on and missed. Carter Jones unable to get a piece of it. And we have played 4.5 here at Keystone. Our score remains the Wildcats 5, Firelands nothing. We're back with the home half of the 5th right after this timeout.
Are you undecided about your future and overwhelmed by the options? Well, don't worry. You're not alone. Lorain County Community College has helped thousands of students just like you find their future career. From short-term training programs to transfer options all the way to bachelor degrees, our programs are designed to set you up for future success. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
At Nick Abraham Buick GMC, we make it that easy. Whether you're upgrading to a rugged Sierra or a refined Buick Encore GX, we make the experience better from start to finish. Right now, lease the 2026 GMC Sierra for only $279 a month for 24 months. We make it that easy.
Back here in Keystone, it is a 5-0 Wildcats lead over Firelands. A Guardians score update. 2-0 Astros already in the first inning. Slade Ciccone giving up a 2-run bomb to Christian Walker. And so the early season struggles for Slade Ciccone continue, Jared, coming into today. Slade's ERA up over 5 with
Yeah.
an 0-2 record, 18 strikeouts, 10 walks coming into today's contest. He just hasn't been efficient enough and really hasn't had the good enough stuff to get through these outings.
So I'm going to defend that a little bit. And again, optimistic Guardians fan. Side note, Christian Walker on my fantasy baseball lineup. So
it's not all bad for you
it
so
wasn't
far.
all bad for me. Slade can come back.
Oh,
He
boy.
can come back.
Second time to the lineup. Second
Right,
time.
exactly. But, he's a guy that didn't join the team right away at the start of last season. They got him going, right around just before the All-Star break, I
Sure.
think. And maybe that was an impact on, the temperature, the conditions, things that maybe he wasn't accustomed to again, and not a guy that pitched in a cold weather climate prior to being with the organization.
Yeah, he was a Diamondback,
Yep,
if
correct.
I'm not mistaken,
Yep.
before
Came over from Arizona.
going over. I'm pretty sure he was there at the start of the year, wasn't he? Or
No.
was he just?
He was not available. He was coming back from some sort of off-season program.
That's
I
right,
don't
but he was
remember
with the team.
He was with
They
the
didn't-
team,
They didn't
correct,
acquire
yes.
him halfway. That's right.
No,
okay.
just
I
he
didn't
wasn't
think
available.
So. That's
He
right.
was
had
not
just missed
available.
some time.
Right.
That's right. You're right. Bottom of the 5th here at Keystone. It's Otto, DeVore, and Hurley all due up here for Burt Fitzgerald's Wildcats. They lead at 5-0 here over Firelands as Aaron Bauer continues to work here for the Falcons. And first pitch swinging is Quinn Otto. He lifts that one out of play. That one bouncing towards the vehicles again. Nearly hit somebody reversing on out of here. So that's something to be on alert if you're catching games here this spring in Keystone.
Hopefully for that individual and all parties involved with the Guardian situation, doesn't take Slade until July to warm up
That
this year.
would be helpful.
Can't have that.
No. That pitch fouled straight back off the screen in front of us. 0-2 the count quickly here on Quinn Otto. Well, speaking of Guardians starting pitchers, nice bounce back outing. Tanner Bybee, his last effort on the mound. It really scuffled his
Right.
first couple of appearances on the bump, and it'd be nice if he could really get things figured out. As that breaking ball is lifted sky high. Is it going to stay in play? I think it will. Evan Klein at first has a look at it, and he'll put the squeeze on it. Aaron Power came running all the way over from the mound to maybe back up Klein, but Klein able to put the squeeze on it for the first out.
Well, let's not kid ourselves. Those have been adventures here for Firelands this afternoon. So any backup you can get, I think, is what you want, especially in the infield, because they're thinking that this should be a 4-0 game, and at that point, it's pretty manageable. 5 doesn't take you out of it, but you can't tie it up with one swing of the bat
Right.
like you could if you could stack up the bases.
So now it's Luke DeVore batting as Bauer's first pitch to him is in there for a called strike. And really, if Firelands, if they play everything cleanly in terms of fly balls to the outfield, this could be a scoreless ball game still here in the 5th. Unfortunately for them, they find themselves down 5. Second pitch to DeVore, that one in there as well. Boy, Aaron Bauer, he's working in, he's working out, he's working up, he's working down. He's got it working all over the zone right now. 0-2 the count on DeVore.
Yeah, Firelands has been no means outpowered or overpowered by Keystone
No.
this afternoon. It's just been of their own doing.
Breaking ball, that one is smoked by DeVore. That one's got some carry to it, but it's the center fielder, Daniel Cothe, who's able to move to his right and put the squeeze on it. Boy, that made a nice noise off the bat, didn't it, from Luke DeVore? And with that figure, he can put one out of here. He's got 3 already to his credit. That one, though, a good old F8.
We're about 20 feet away from Mr. DeVore at that point, and I think he heard, not overpowered, watch this. And it was pretty close in terms of giving it a ride. That fence is a little bit high out there.
Yeah, it is. It is.
First trip out here, haven't seen it. But, yeah, that's got to be about a 12-foot fence.
Well, DeVore nearly put that to the test,
Yeah.
but Cothe able to put the squeeze on it. So now with 2 down and nobody on, it's Kyle Hurley, who watched that first pitch miss for a ball, 1-0. Hurley today is 1 for 2, an RBI to his credit, and a line out. The pitch, that one is roped foul, first base side, well out of play. Not towards any of the cars. Count evens at 1-1.
Excuse me.
Aaron Bauer still working for Firelands. And it really hasn't been too much of his doing. So the defense behind him has not helped him out fully as that pitch runs into Kyle Hurley. Nearly got a piece of him, but he's able to back out of the way, 2-1.
Well, if it has been, he's pitched his way out of it.
Yeah.
He's walked the tightrope here throughout the afternoon, but really done a good job of rebounding. And again, his middle 3 innings wasn't bad at all.
Another fastball from Bauer, that one up and in as well, 3-1. Now it's just a matter of how much does he have left in the tank here in this 5th inning. I'm sure Dan hoping he can at least get through the rest of this 5th. Not sure if we'll see him in the 6th or not. Continuing to work here, though. The 3-1 up and in again. He misses a couple Straight wide to Hurley there, so Hurley reaches on the walk. The 5th one surrendered by Aaron Bauer today, so now it'll be the catcher Brendan Hagerman for the Wildcats as he'll ditch some of that catching gear and make his way to the box. He's 1 for 2 today. I'm sorry, 0 for 1 with a walk. He struck out in the 1st and then walked back in the 4th inning. Was forced out on a double play to, well, not in that inning, but that is how he was forced out. Awaiting the pitch from Bauer. Here it comes. That one is lifted sky high right behind us. Out of play, foul towards the Cards again. 0-1. Hagerman coming into this one, sporting a .273 average, had 6 RBIs, still has 6 RBIs, I should say. He has 3 doubles and a couple of stolen bases to his credit as well. Bauer taking a peek at that runner at first. That is Kyle Hurley. Now fires to Hagerman. That one misses down and away, 1-1. There should be 2-1, I'm sorry, 2-1 here on Hagerman. Maybe it is 1-1. Bauer now he'll throw to first. He had thought about it a couple times. Hurley back though with a head first slide, safe. And it is 1-1 the count.
Got it as 1-1.
Yeah, there you go. Here's Bauer's 1-1 to Hagerman. Swing and a miss. He took something off of it and got Hagerman out on his front foot. Nice pitch there by Aaron Bauer. 1-2 now the count. Hagerman checks over that third base coaching box. And Bauer another throw over, but Hurley back easily. Tell you what, Bauer has made a couple of moves over towards first. Some close, some not so close. Healthy lead still for Hurley. Bauer's pitch is chopped towards the third baseman, but it trickles foul. Would have been a tough play for Alberti to try to get there. So we will do it again at 1-2. And it's a 5-0 Keystone lead here in the bottom of the 5th. Falcons just trying to get out of this inning. After surrendering 4 in that first, they've really settled in a little bit more since then, but some defensive miscues in that first inning helped Keystone push 4 across, and they've held on to that edge since then as Bauer's pitch misses low and away to Hagerman. Count evens up at 2-2. Offense for Firelands just has not been there today, but you got to credit Ryan Youngless for that. He's really had that fastball working. He's dropped in those off-speed pitches off of it really well today on top of that.
Tremendous work. I don't think the Firelands Falcons have had somebody advance past second. Might have to go back.
I think they got runners to the corners last inning, but that's
you're
about
right.
as far as they've, I mean, again, haven't gotten one across. And
runners to the corners with 2 down.
With 2 down,
yeah,
right.
You're correct.
A throw over, not in time again. Hurley back in there with a slide. Breaking ball there from Bauer. Is that one in there? No, boy, he can't believe it. As that looks pretty good from our perspective, but the home plate umpire saw it differently. Bauer, a little pirouette on the mound afterwards. Couldn't help himself. I don't think he was trying to show up the ump there. I just thought he genuinely thought that was strike 3. But instead, count runs full now to Hagerman. Awaiting the 3-2 pitch from Bauer. Here it comes. That one is smoked out towards left center field, but it is the left fielder moving in on it, Carter Jones, and he'll put the squeeze on it for the 3rd and final out of the inning. So Keystone, they get more guys on. They don't score, though, and our score remains 5-0 Wildcats. They lead the Falcons as we head to the 6th. We'll be right back after this timeout.
Spring is here, and that means it's time for high school baseball and softball on WEOL. Before you head to the ballpark, make a quick stop at your locally owned and operated North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco, your one-stop shop for fuel, snacks, and ice-cold drinks to keep you going all season long. Whether you're cheering from the stands or following along on WEOL, they've got everything you need to stay fueled from the first pitch to the final out. North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco, fast, friendly, ready for game day, and proud supporters of high school sports on WEOL.
At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make getting into your next vehicle fast, easy, and built around you. And we've got the selection and service you can count on. Right now, buy the Ford Explorer for only $39.9 or lease it for just $4.99 a month. At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy.
5-0 our score here as we get set for the 6th inning here at Keystone High School. Wildcats have had all the fun today. Again, they pounced for 4 in that first inning, as it was Quinn Otto with a 2 RBI double, scoring both Ryan Youngless and Wyatt McKee. He would later score off a wild pitch while Kyle Hurley was batting, and then Hurley would pick up an RBI in his own right, scoring Luke DeVore. So there was your 4 for Keystone in the first. Then it would take him all the way to the 4th to push another one across. Blake Moore coming up with a big 2-out RBI single, scoring Shane Ohl, who has really been a pest at the top of that lineup for Keystone. So that's where it stands here in the top of this 6th inning. 5-0 Keystone. As for the Falcons, it'll be 3, 4, and 5 due up here for Coach Ransom's gang. Ridenour, Bauer, and Alberti all set for plate appearances here this half inning. I think for Firelands, Jared, you don't got to get all 5 back right here, but I think you got to try to get at least 1, maybe 2. You'd love a more crooked number than either of those, but you got to want to get something here, I think.
I think you got to open up the floodgates for scoring. You have to prove that you can score against Youngless, who has looked dominant, and that's not doing the word dominant enough justice, I think, this afternoon.
No, I think you're correct. And another fastball there right by A.J. Ridenour, who swings and misses at it for strike 1. Youngless trying to drop that breaking ball in there, but it stayed up and in, 1-1. Again, that up and in fastball, he's kept it tight against the righties, and he's gotten them to chase out of the zone for it, and does so again there, but Ridenour able to get a piece of it and foul it off, 1-2.
And again, sometimes we've made it clear that he's got guys in a position where they have to protect no matter what. So he's not necessarily burning his best pitch, knowing that they have to swing.
Here's the 1-2 breaking ball. Ridenour reacting late to it, and he just shoots that one foul, first base side. So we will do it again at 1-2. And you can see there, Ridenour, he was just about ready to give up on that pitch. The breaking ball that he thought was another heater up and out of the zone. Instead, it just bends way back into that zone. Ridenour fortunate to stay alive. The 1-2, that one straight back towards us. My second flinch of the day right there.
You're okay.
So we'll do it again at 1-2.
We got you. That's not even the net. The net, give this thing a few years, and as it wears away, I might be with you on that. But, yeah. This is the wood behind there in the mats. We're okay.
1-2. That one is lifted out towards shallow right field. Instead, it's the second baseman, Otto, with an easy play for the first out. So Ridenour 0 for 3 on the day now, and that'll bring up Aaron Bauer, the pitcher, who is 0 for 2 as well.
He'd like a chance to help his own cause here in the 6th inning. Try to cut into this lead.
Youngless continuing his dominant outing. Gets a swing and a miss there from Bauer, 0-1. And again, that breaking ball. It's not like he's burying it out of the zone. He's leaving it in the zone, but it's just really giving these Firelands hitters fits. Another attempt there for a strike. That one misses, though, 1-1. 5-0 game here in the 6th. Keystone in control. Breaking ball again. That one fouled straight back in front of us. Count moves to 1-2. Braden Alberti awaits on deck, the freshman. He's 1 for 2 today with a single. Nobody on, 1 down here in the 6th. Youngless fires, and that one fouled back towards the parking lot. Count stays 1-2.
Worth mentioning, nobody warming in that Firelands bullpen right now, at least as far as we can see. So I think this is Bauer's game.
Well, we thought he might be back out there for the 6th. We were kind of questioning as that one is hit sky high on the infield. Who's going to call this one? It's DeVore who takes a poke at it, and he'll put the squeeze on it for the second out. So a nice play there by Luke DeVore to hang with it. 2 up, 2 down for Firelands here in the 6th. And now it'll be freshman second baseman Braden Alberti. Again, he's 1 for 2 today with a strikeout and a single. Alberti, a .333 average coming into this one. Has had a nice freshman campaign for Coach Ransom. The pitch, that one a called strike on the outside, 0-1. Youngless, you said it. It's not like he's really abused that fastball up and in. He's moved it around on top of that as another breaking ball is hit hard towards the third baseman. Hurley gloves that one cleanly, though. Low throw to first is dug out of the dirt by DeVore, and the side is retired. So the Keystone defense, they have come to play today behind Youngless, and they will carry a 5-0 lead into the home half of the 6th. We'll be back right after this timeout.
Looking to buy, sell, or refinance? Make sure your investment is protected with Network Land Title Agency. As a locally owned title and escrow company, Network Land Title helps safeguard you from financial loss caused by defects in a property title, giving you peace of mind every step of the way. With services available across all 88 counties in Ohio, their experienced team is ready to help wherever you are. Visit networklandtitle.com today. Network Land Title Agency, safeguarding your investment, ensuring peace of mind.
At Nick Abraham Buick GMC, we make it that easy. Whether you're upgrading to a rugged Sierra or a refined Buick Encore GX, we make the experience better from start to finish. Right now, lease the 2026 GMC Sierra for only $279 a month for 24 months. We make it that easy.
Back at Keystone, Wildcats with a 5-0 lead here as they get set for their at-bats in the bottom half of the sixth. Looks like we do have a pitching change, beg your pardon, Jared, as that is a new righty they have on the mound, and that is number 14, Hunter Layport. So Hunter Layport will take over for Aaron Bauer on the mound. So book officially closed on Bauer. All in all, Jared, I know the 5 runs is something he's not going to be thrilled with. Obviously, the defense behind him had a lot to do with that here today. But all in all, I think a nice effort by Bauer to try to contend with this Keystone lineup.
I think he pitched well and, again, got himself out of jams at times. It's just the big inning in the first was just too much to overcome for him and the defense behind him, and then let another one in. But when you think about that, from the start he had after that first to only let one more run in against this lineup, pretty good outing.
And I'm trying to see if they moved him anywhere defensively. I don't think they did. Maybe, yeah, is that a 5 at short? They did move him to short. So A.J. Riddenauer is no longer at short. Aaron Bauer moves from the pitcher's mound to the shortstop position. So now, of course, the question then becomes, did they move A.J. Riddenauer anywhere? He wears number 15. I don't think they did, unless that's him at first now. And it is. So Riddenauer is at first. So Evan Klein, I think, is the odd man out, whose day would be done. So mark that in the scorecard here for myself as well. So again, Aaron Bauer, his day on the bump done, ends up giving up the 5 runs on 7 hits. Struck out 5, walked 5. He'll move to short. A.J. Riddenauer will move from short to first, and it looks like the day defensively for Evan Klein, who started at first, will be done. Radonovich still behind the plate. Outfield still looks the same, and Braden Alberti remains at third. So here in the home half of the sixth, it'll be Frawley, Ole, and Moore, 9, 1, and 2 due up here, although this looks like a pinch hitter potentially for Frawley. Looks to be a number 20, which I have as Linebrink. Is that first pitch to Linebrink in there for a called strike? At least I think that would be Linebrink. I had the roster with me. Can't find it now. And Linebrink chops that one in front of the catcher, Radonovich. Fair ball, says the umpire. The throw to first from Radonovich to Riddenauer in time. So Linebrink is retired 2-3 on the putout. So a nice play there by the Firelands catcher, Luke Radonovich. 1 down as the lineup turns back over now, and perhaps another pinch hitter here for Shane Ole. That looks to be a number 12 that I do not have on the roster, so that's always troublesome.
He got beat in the foot race for the foul ball.
That's right, that's right. I knew that would come back to bite me. First pitch to him, a called strike, as that's a big swing and a miss there. So I don't have a 12 for Keystone in my roster. I apologize for that. Pinch hitting here for Shane Ole. As Layport's breaking ball is in there for a called strike, 0-2. Nobody on here for Keystone in the home half of the sixth. 1 down. They lead at 5-0 over Firelands. Aaron Bauer's day is done for the Falcons. Layport looking to get him through this 6th inning. Into the wind, his pitch, the 0-2 swing and a miss, and another Lorain County Community College strikeout, the 6th of the day for Firelands pitching. 2 up, 2 down for the Cats here in the home half of the 6th, and it will be Blake Moore, the junior second baseman, getting set for his 4th plate appearance. He's 2 for 3 today, a couple of singles and a strikeout. An RBI to his credit as well back in the 4th. Layport into the wind, the first pitch, that one fouled, straight back, 0-1. Moore, a 345 average coming into this one. Picked up RBI number 7 with that knock in the 4th. Couple of stolen bases to his credit as well, batting here with nobody on and 2 down. Layport, the righty, into the wind. Here comes his 0-1 to Moore. Breaking ball, fastball stayed up and stayed in, 1-1. Ryan Youngless awaits on deck. You would assume that he's back out for the 7th inning to try to close this one out on the mound for his guys. 1-1 the count here on Moore. Here it comes from Hunter Layport. Breaking ball is lifted high and straight back out of play towards us and into the grass. Count moves to 1-2. A couple of Keystone softball players stand behind us. I didn't see what the final ended up being from their contest, but saw they were up 15-0 over Firelands, so you would assume that the Lady Cats were able to hang on. So congrats to Anna Saxton and her girls for a win. Busy week for them will continue tomorrow and lead into the Priebus this weekend. Layport's pitch is in there for strike 3 called as Blake Moore left the bat on his shoulder. So 2 punch-outs there for Layport to end the inning. And that, of course, brought to you by our friends at Lorain County Community College. We have played 6th here in LaGrange. Last chance for Firelands coming up. They trail 5-0. Can they find a way to come back? We'll see after this timeout.
Hi, Tim Elthorne, Cavs radio voice. Recently, we had some trees removed. So again, singing the praises of EcoTree Services. In a few hours, EcoTree had removed the unsightly trees, cleaned the debris, and opened the area for a new fence. I can't say enough good things about the people at EcoTree. I've used them several times, always thrilled with their work. If you have trees that require pruning or need to be removed, contact EcoTree, a local business that deserves your business. They've earned mine. Go to ecotreeservices.com.
Lorain County Community College is where you'll lock in your future success. LCCC will get you prepared, get you credentialed, and get you working. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
Top of the 7th here in Keystone. It is Evan Klein, Graydon Crane, and Luke Radonovich all due up this half inning for the Falcons as Firelands tries to get themselves back into this one somehow, some way. Looks like we might have a pinch hitter here for Evan Klein, who exited the game defensively. I see a number 14 for Firelands getting loose. That would be Hunter Layport, so that would make sense if he takes this at bat for Klein. So again, Firelands really their undoing. Came all the way back in that first inning. 4 runs come across. Could have been 0 if some defensive miscues don't happen. It was Case Rogers in right field having a tough time tracking a couple of fly balls hit his way. So for Firelands, look, I know Dan Ransom at this point is not Mr. Moral Victory. We've known that about him, but it's one of those where you're still just trying to kind of find your footing right now. I think maybe you are who you are as a team at this point of the campaign, right? But just kind of eliminating those mistakes where you can, and for Firelands, that just hasn't happened today.
So I'm going to agree with that, but at the same token, you are who you are, but you're going toe-to-toe with a reigning MVP of the league and somebody that's really going to be, a measuring stick in terms of how you need to get better throughout the season. And if you're going to see him again, just that whole – we did go toe-to-toe with them for a while. It didn't seem like it because we never scored.
Right. And they've had guys on. They've got them all the way up to 3rd, but just hasn't quite come to fruition as Hunter Layport. Boy, 3 straight strikes from Ryan Youngless, and Layport is out looking. So another Lorain County Community College strikeout, the 10th of the afternoon I have on my count for Ryan Youngless. And a lot of those have been looking just like that. So now it's Graydon Crane stepping in. He's 0 for 2 today with a couple of strikeouts. One of those was looking back in the 2nd. First pitch from Youngless to him is a breaking ball that never broke, ball 1.
Flip side of that, Rocco, I don't know what kind of adjustments you make when trying to attack a guy like Youngless and like, what can we do? Where can we maximize our opportunities?
Fastball swung on and missed by Crane. 1-1 the count. We'll talk with Corey Ransom, assistant coach and former athlete here at Firelands. He was telling me that a lot of times the approach from his guys, as Youngless is 1-1, is in there for a called strike 1 and 2, they get kind of caught in between. You're trying to be patient, and then you start letting first pitch fastballs go, and then you start getting too aggressive, and now you're swinging at things that you shouldn't. And they just haven't had the consistency this year quite to Coach Ransom's liking, as that pitch misses away 2-2.
And again, the Ransoms, strong baseball background. That family knows what they're doing.
Yep,
so
they sure do.
The enrichment process is there.
Crane gets a piece of it and squibs it towards the first base bag. Youngless, though, gloves it, then flips it over with his glove for the second out. Man, Ryan Youngless, a dynamite evening continues for him as he retires Crane 1-3 on the putout. And just like that, Firelands down to their final out, and it will be the catcher, Luke Radonovich. He's 2 for 2 today with a double and a single, and both of his knocks have come on the first pitch. So let's see if he gets active early.
And if you're Youngless, you might want to take time after that. That was pretty big jog.
Yeah.
And right back to it.
Radanovic goes after that first pitch, sending it foul towards the Cars once again. 0-1 the count here on Luke. For Keystone, a chance to pick up win number 6 here. They can finish this off. The pitch from Youngless swung on and missed by Radanovic. Had him way out on his front foot. And Firelands down to their final strike. Keystone in action tomorrow at Wellington. As Youngless's 0-2 is swung on and missed for our final out, and the final Lorain County Community College strikeout number 11 on the evening for Ryan Youngless, and that'll do it here at Keystone. Your final, the Wildcats dominate Firelands in this Lorain County League matchup, 5-0, your final score here this afternoon. We will be back with the post-game show. That is brought to you by our friends at Eco Tree Services, your complete tree care company. Again, the final, Keystone 5, Firelands 0. We're right back after this.
Hi, Tim Elthorn, radio voice of the Cavs. For several years, you've heard me talk about Eco Tree Services on WEOL. Recently, I needed trees removed, so of course, I contacted Eco Tree. They did an incredible job. The folks at Eco Tree were timely, efficient, and the work was flawless. Take it from me. When your trees need attention or even require removal, contact Eco Tree Services. Like me, you'll love their work. Find Eco Tree Services online at ecotreeservices.com.
At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make getting into your next vehicle fast, easy, and built around you. And we've got the selection and service you can count on. Right now, buy the Ford Explorer for only $39.9 or lease it for just $4.99 a month. At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy.
WEOL.com is your home for local Lorain County sports. See all the latest sports news from around the county, featuring stories by the team at the Chronicle Telegram. Check out our upcoming broadcast schedule to see when your favorite games will be streamed live and free. Find the latest scores all in one place so you never feel behind on the action. And if that's not enough, we have you covered with the latest highlights.
Their pass intercepted by Cowling. Cowling coming the other way. Goes up for the shot, made it, and he's fouled.
WEOL.com, your home for local Lorain County sports.
At Nick Abraham Buick GMC, we make it that easy. Whether you're upgrading to a rugged Sierra or a refined Buick Encore GX, we make the experience better from start to finish. Right now, lease the 2026 GMC Sierra for only $279 a month for 24 months. We make it that easy.
Spring is here, and that means it's time for high school baseball and softball on Spring is here, and that means it's time for high school baseball and softball on WEOL. Before you head to the ballpark, make a quick stop at your locally owned and operated North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco, your one-stop shop for fuel, snacks, and ice-cold drinks to keep you going all season long. Whether you're cheering from the stands or following along on WEOL, they've got everything you need to stay fueled from the first pitch to the final out. North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco, fast, friendly, ready for game day, and proud supporters of high school sports on WEOL.
It is a final here in LaGrange. Again, Keystone a winner over Firelands as they skunk the Falcons here this afternoon. 5-0 your final score as Ryan Youngless picks up the win. The loss handed to Aaron Bauer as Keystone moves now to 6-4 on the season, 5-1 in conference play. Firelands, they will drop to 4-7, now 2-3 in conference play. Keystone, they are back in action tomorrow on the road over at Wellington. And for Firelands, their next contest, I'd have to flip my schedule over here for them. For Firelands, they will be back at home, or I'm sorry, they're on the road again tomorrow. They will be at Brookside taking on the Cardinals. And again, this is your post-game show. It is brought to you by our friends at Eco Tree Services. They are your complete tree care company. Rakanushi and Jared Kozar here with you. Hope you guys enjoyed this one here this afternoon. And Jared, really not too much to really dive into and break down here in the post-game other than Ryan Youngless for Keystone. He was dominant. Never really gave Firelands a chance to try to get back into the ball game. Not that Firelands played a bad game. We talked about it. Aaron Bauer, a nice afternoon on the mound for him. Thought he pitched pretty well. Obviously, a couple of defensive miscues behind him. But ultimately, Falcons pitching gave themselves a chance to maybe try to claw back into this one and get some runs across, but Ryan Youngless for Keystone, he slammed the door shut on that front and made sure that this win belonged to him here this afternoon.
Three things. A great pitching performance by Ryan Youngless. Like we said, dominant doesn't really begin to describe it. That young man was terrific. Big inning. You couldn't recover from it if you were Firelands. That first inning just came back to just haunt them throughout. You put yourself in a 4-0 hole. And Keystone played well enough defensively to just not let them back into the game. after they were able to build that lead. So I think that, you look at those three things, worked well for Keystone, worked against Firelands throughout. And, I guess the other thing you'd say is just that, you're really starting to get in the heart of conference play now. So these teams will figure it out and, know a little bit more about each other when later they meet.
Yeah, when you look at the max prep schedules for both, and obviously weather can maybe force some changes on that front, but both teams are really going to dive into the thick of Lorain County League play here towards the mid to late stages of this month of April as we creep towards May, and then obviously postseason time. It gets here quick with baseball and softball. We know how fast this regular season can really start to fly by, and that is the case once again here this year. But again, your final score here in Keystone, it is a 5-0 Wildcats winner over Firelands, and this has been the post-game show brought to you by our friends at Eco Tree Services. A reminder that our next broadcast will be this Friday. We'll take a couple of days away from the broadcast scene. We'll resume activity this Friday over in North Ridgeville at Victory Park for the Priebus Memorial Classic. Again, 4 games this weekend, 2 on Friday, 2 on Saturday. Avon and Brecksville, Keystone and South Range on Friday, EC and Rocky River, and then Medina and North Ridgeville on Saturday. So before we officially say goodbye, one more final time, a big thank you to our sponsors, as they were your North Ridgeville Convenience Sunoco at Center Ridge and Barton Roads, Network Land Title Agency providing real estate title insurance and escrow services across Ohio, Nick Abraham Buick GMC and Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, Route 57 and East Broad Street in Elyria, Lorain County Community College, real education for good jobs, and Eco Tree Services, your complete tree care company. Big thanks to both head coaches, Bert Fitzgerald for Keystone, Dan Ransom of Firelands for getting us all the information. A big thanks to Keystone Athletic Director Jeff Holzhauer for hosting us here this afternoon. For Jared Kozar and everybody here at Keystone, one final time, I'm Rocco Nucci saying your final score here this afternoon in LaGrange, Keystone 5, Firelands nothing. Have a great rest of the week, everybody. We'll see you guys